Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to SimPlay Motorsport, here for your weekly action of the Pro Series. Mathew Duffin joined in the commentary box by Kelly Davis, as always. The first night race for the Pro drivers to negate back-to-back night races here and at Laguna Seca next week. But Kelly, the famous Suzuka in the land of the rising sun here in Japan. One of your favourite circuits, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's well and in good spirits this evening. Yes, quite right. I love Suzuka. I think it's a great track.
We are here with a few changes. You may notice that the name of Brandon Williams is now running under the Dapper Racing stable. That is due to the loss of Silf and Carlos and Hupert this week. They have pulled out from the championship.
Okay.
And Williams will be in the Dapper Racing stable with O'Reilly, which, you know, interesting to see. That'll be a tough team for the Audio Sport guys to beat. But while we say about the championship standings, if they'd have gone Dapper Racing, they would have been 53 points behind. They didn't go Dapper Racing. They chose to stick to the Yin Yang Racing. They didn't go Yin Yang. They stayed with Dapper. And that meant that they are 127 points behind. Cloud9 are P3 with MSA 4th. SimPlay Racing are P5 from Team GBR, Team RRM, Greasy Bandits, AS Racing, Utopia Motorsport, Quantum Motorsport, Full Send Fjord Lords, Afrikaans Racing, Roadrunner Motors and Effect Motorsport bringing up the rear. Now,
I was a little bit unclear there. Sorry, who did you say was leading the championship?
Kieran O'Reilly is leading the Drivers' Championship. Penny dropped a little bit there. I had to twig on where you was going.
Yeah, it took your moment, didn't it? Yeah, wakey.
A bit like your moment earlier, but we won't go into that one.
We can't get into that one now.
Kieran O'Reilly leads the way. 58 points clear of Ben Rook, 64 to Williams, and 72 to Dan Davis. A hotly contested championship this year, Kelly, which is really, we'll get into the rest of the drivers in a moment, which has really kind of came together this last 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, it has. You're quite right. Yeah, and shame to see the so many drivers pulling out, but it's kind of par for the course this time in the season. But yes, the championship has kind of opened itself up, and I was chatting to Dan. Those of you who tuned in last week and saw Dan and Ben having an inter-team kind of scrap. We had all kind of comments about team orders and all the rest of it, and I said, "Oh, they're just messing around." I hadn't actually realised how still in the championship that they both were, and it seemed to have come alive again with circumstances of people dropping out and so on and so forth. So it's hotting up quite nicely.
It really is, and we've got a brilliant grid once again. Sadly, only the 20 drivers tonight. I think we're expecting about 22 or 23. Rob Smith will not be here tonight. He's under the weather. He's left it till the last minute and just cannot race. So hope you get better, Rob Smith, if you are watching the stream. I'm back for next week. And if we look at the Ginetta tables a second, Kelly, I'm seeing a lot of red, none on the teams, but a lot of red on the Drivers' Championship. If we look at the final championship for the standings for the Pro-Am, again, nothing on the teams, but a lot of red on the Drivers' Championship. Sadly, you can't win that Pro-Am title anymore. You're out the race.
Okay. Yeah.
No red at the moment, and there was a lot of red from last week in GT4 and Pro-Am. No red at the moment in Pro, and that shows how tight this Pro grid has been. Even though it's 58 points first to second, you know, it's 147 points down to Overtaker in fifth, everybody's still in contention to win it.
So just for those at home that probably aren't following, what is the significance of the red that they can't win the championship?
The red basically it means is that they can't win the championship, and it shows up for us. Obviously, we'll start to input that on the championship table. So if their points are in red when we publish the championship tables, they're out of it. Whether that's teams or drivers, they're out of the running. They cannot win that championship at the minute. You know what? We've got 133 drivers' points on offer tonight. We're going to start to see a bit of red, but there's a good chance, you know, that we're only going to see a small amount of red appear. The majority are still going to be into this, going into the final 4 races of the season.
Yeah, as I said, it's hotting up as a championship for sure. So, don't go anywhere else on a Thursday night. Come and watch.
Indeed, so just to go through the rest of that championship standings, it is then Overtaker P5, McGowan is P6, from then DeBont in P7, Clouden is P8, Matt Wright, the leader of gold by 2 points. Him and Mike Matthews have been switching and chopping and changing positions in this gold championship every week. They're separated by 2 points. Tardox P11 from Ledger P12, he's third in gold. Then it's Hibbs, Van Zyl, Harris, Goudet, Smith, Skunky, Cardno, Ramsel, Cairns, Stardog, Hoffer, Class, Millington, Rizalski, Hayho, Stratton and Sullivan. So that is all for the championship standings at the moment. And yeah, it's just going to be interesting.
Absolutely, yeah, and again, towards as we come to through the middle of the season, I've definitely got a renewed vigour about the championship now.
We just see Patrick Ledger there, just have a moment going wide.
He's going well tonight.
He is going well again at the moment.
Yeah, again.
Obviously, practice means not a lot at the moment. You know,
no.
Best laps are being done on different fuel. For example, O'Reilly's best lap was done on 98 litres. You know, others do. You know, Ledger's best lap done on 10. So a huge 88 litre swing there. You know, this is practice. They're going to be pushing the limits, finding the limits, and doing what they can to do. Overtaker's not got a lap time on the board, and I find this interesting from Overtaker. He never excuse me. He never enjoys going out on a fast circuit.
Yeah.
GT4 and last night took a long time to become optimum. Now, 26 degrees for a night race is very warm conditions. Let's not mistake you. Laguna Seca's looking like 12 degrees for next week, just as a rough thing. So very warm for this time of night. But Overtaker doesn't like a fast circuit. Likes to go out when it's optimum to get the real feel for the car. Race 1, I think, will be done in fast circumstances. So Overtaker may have missed a trick.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it could be, and how he sets himself up for the evening is his business. Of course, he isn't obliged to go out in practice.
Man on form.
Go on.
Well, he's the man on form, isn't he?
Oh, sorry. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, had a cracking round last week. So, absolutely. The class of the field last week. So, he is a man on form, and again, a championship contender.
As he's just gone fastest.
There you go.
Doesn't like a fast circuit, I've just said.
Yeah.
It's still fast, he's just gone fastest by a tenth of a second.
Well, anything you say on commentary, someone will come along and prove that wrong. That's how it works. But as you said, it's all practice at the moment, and he's first man into the 59s this evening, and I think we're going to see plenty of them in qualifying, but we will see in just a few minutes. Why is that?
Well, you remember back to last week, we said, will we see anybody in, I can't remember what lap time it was.
Yeah.
And within no time whatsoever, they went and smashed that lap time and was close to the second after that. So,
okay. Well, with that in mind, were we not having a conversation about a dry lap? Or the last time we were here, wasn't it? There was a conversation. We've been 58s or 50... In the 58s, were we?
Let me get that for you. I can
Go on, you've got to have that stat to hand, haven't you?
I will have that stat.
Yeah.
I've just got to find the correct season. Here we go. So the pros would have been Dan, I think, in the Lexus. It would have been. And if I look at the results and go to Suzuka, Dan's qualifying time in the Lexus was a 1:59.4. Okay.
And that was dry, was it? Daytime?
That was daytime race, normal time
daytime.
Race. Yeah. Overtaker was the only other man in the 59s with a 59.5. Okay.
Yeah.
Race pace was a 2:07 for Dan, was his fastest, and Fraser O'Brien did a 2:03. So going to be interesting to note. Did we do Suzuka just before that as well? Because I'm sure Dan said a Lamborghini time was done.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't see Suzuka on that calendar from when he would have been in the Lamborghini. It was this. Let's take a look at this one.
So, fair to say that we are... Well, track just now turned to optimum.
Yeah.
But it's still fair to say that the conditions would be better in the daylight, would they not?
100%. You'd be getting more grip. Although the track has gone optimum, so that surprises me. It didn't go to optimum until qualifying last night. So it's gone optimum a little earlier. Dan's Lamborghini time was a 59.6 with Sullivan and Overtaker also in the 59. So quicker in the Lexus with a 59.4 was the times. But
will we see a 58 tonight?
I don't. Is
that a big ask?
So. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, I'm going for we're going to see a 58 tonight. I'm going to say that these boys are going to step it up, and we're going to see a 58. I might be extremely delusional, but let's hope so. But we're already in the 59s, just about with Overtaker. De Bont not quite there, is he? And
no.
No, not quite there. But Overtaker, first flying lap, with a 59.8. But as Matt said, he's a man on form. He's certainly revitalised in the last couple of races, and on the attack mode, that's for certain sure.
Well, if we speak about the form that Overtaker has been on in recent weeks, he's had 3 sprint wins, and he got a second place in race 2 last week with the fastest lap. He took a couple of fastest laps. He also got the pole position last week. So really is the man to keep our eyes on and see what he can do for sure.
Absolutely, we'll see how that pans out. This evening. A few of those sprint races he has taken from the beginning, has taken from the front row of the grid, being that where he was in the championship. But of course, yeah, I mean, you could start off strong and be at the back of the grid or whatever, but you know, how you put the championship together is how the championship gets put together. So let's see how he gets on this evening. He's certainly looking racy. So and remembering that Overtaker is on the pad, of course.
Yeah, and he is the most successful driver at this circuit. 2 pole positions and 5 race wins. Plenty of people have taken 2 poles. Plenty of people have taken multiple wins. Ellie the other season, De Bont in GT4s, O'Reilly in GT4s, Langley last night. We've then got Dan on 3 poles, 2 wins. Ukbar took 2 poles. Fury's taken 2 poles here. Ginger Bush, Max Mulder, Smokey Devil or Ramy Fernie. Andy as well is on that list with multiple people who's just taken the 1 win or the sole pole. But Overtaker, 2 poles, 5 wins, showing that qualifying's not his strong suit here, but he can, you know, do it when needed.
Absolutely. So we've got a change of livery for Williams then, being that he's moved teams. Yeah, so that's different for somebody else who's going to follow him round for lap after lap after lap, because we know how well Williams defends. Of course, we've only got now, what have we got? 8 platinum drivers. So, you know, I was looking at Dan thinking, and Williams thinking how far forward they are. Of course, they're not that far forward, because the platinum championship is so has reduced quite significantly this week. Hello to those people in the chat this evening. Keep the chat going, and we're hoping for an exciting race as per usual. But if we don't, we could do with some content from you guys. We can always do with the content from you guys. What am I saying? So keep the comments coming in the chat, and anything you want to talk about. As far as between me and Matt, we know everything. So if you want to ask a question, then please do, because as I said, between the 2 of us, we know everything.
Indeed we do. Good evening to Gary Clarble in the chat, tipping as well as Les Fernie, Sam Williams and Airwolf in the chat. I believe he's Bosch.
Airwolf? What, the original Airwolf? What, from the 80s?
Not a clue. Couldn't tell you.
Before your time, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a smidgen. Just a smidgen before my
Google
time.
it.
Right, so we've got 665 championship points left on for offer this evening. This season, we've got 1,275 team points up for grabs as well. If I look at the little milestones that I have coming up, don't see anybody really getting anything tonight. Not in that one. And what about this area? No, nobody tonight in terms of anything. Other than, no, I can't get my 25th pole, I'm not out there. Overtaker's 3 podiums away from 100, so that's not going to happen. Lamborghini, 1 podium for its 250th podium at SimPlay Motorsport since we've been going.
That might happen.
That could happen. And that is the only stat I have for you tonight. So Lamborghini, 1 podium needed for its 250th podium.
Wow, that could be good, as Team Audio Sport own most of them. It looks like O'Reilly hasn't got any lights on. Is that just a glitch? But going on board with him and from behind doesn't look like he's got any lights.
I'd say so. And the thing with ACC is the game would tell him and warn him that he hasn't got his lights on. And that's kind of what I like about ACC is the game would penalise him for not having them on. So whether it hasn't yet because we're not racing, I don't know. But hopefully that issue gets sorted for O'Reilly, and hopefully that's not
something. It'll be hard work if it doesn't.
Bearing in mind, this is Honda's home circuit, so he'll want a good display tonight.
Absolutely, and need a good showing from SimPlay if SimPlay is going to be bought up by Honda in the future.
Ignore Kelly.
I'm just joking.
This was just an off-air thing that Kelly was saying. But yeah, Honda, the home circuit, no GP2 engines out there tonight, so I don't think O'Reilly's going to have to worry about that one. Yeah. No KD additions.
Daily edition, yeah.
That's the one. Is this fixed setup? No, it is not fixed setup. This is all drivers get to go and do what they want to do. Good evening, though, to Berserker in the chat.
Berserker, yeah, good one.
Yeah, that's what I'd say.
No, not fixed setups.
No fixed setups here, drivers.
You've got to dial this one in.
I have to test it on their own. Jamal Clouden on pole. What do we think, Kelly? Because we've not seen the best of Jamal Clouden in recent weeks. Can he convert tonight?
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't had a chat with Jamal. I briefly said hello to him earlier. He's usually one of the guys that we chat with off air, and I haven't had a chat with him really, so I don't know how he's feeling and what is, you know, how he feels about the track and if he's confident. But he's more than capable. More than capable. I don't know.
We've got a very quick McGowan next to him.
Yeah.
Sorry, behind him. In fact, I'll tell you what, we haven't run through the grid order graphic. Let's quickly run through that now then. Yeah, well, there's not many cars on the grid, so we should be able to get through it. Right, Jamal Clouden and De Bont will be on your front row of the grid. Ignore the fact it says McGowan. He's obviously gone through the sector time just before that. After Jamal Clouden and De Bont, it will then be McGowan and that of Overtake, the Cloud9 team in the top four here this evening. It'll then be Dan Davis and Williams. That's going to be an interesting one on the grid to see what they can do there. Behind them will be Ben Rook and O'Reilly ending the platinum run of cars. It'll then be Stratton, new driver on the grid for this evening, making his debut here from Hayho. Two lovely looking Lamborghini and Ferraris there. It'll then be Steve Millington and Class on the grid, and I tell you what, we're going to have to cut that one short because of the fact I've left it too long. That's on me, and we're coming round the little bend to start the 17th round of this season. Poll in the chat, Cloud and De Bont, McGowan or other, comment who. Rip my ribs as they gotta believe in Davis. His Lambo's gonna win. He slows us a holiday home in Czechia, and here in Suzuka we are about to be for the 17th time this evening. I've gone a little too early. The line's not yet come up. We're about to be for the 17th time this season. Green and go, and it's a good start from De Bont, who already pulls just slightly in front. Jamal gets a better second phase. Overtake is the one who's coming and squeezing through the gap of McGowan, who backs out of that one. Jamal gets through nice and easy. De Bont just a little wide there as Jamal had a little twitch. Overtaken now side by side with De Bont, coming through the first section of this lap in towards the S's now. They back out. It's Ben Rook side by side with Williams and Davis side by side with O'Reilly. Sorry, he got that the wrong way round. That is Rook, who's just had a bit of a slide. Round he goes, tapped by O'Reilly. Hayo onto the grass as well. He's going to have to be careful. But Ben Rook down the bottom of the grid already.
Absolute carnage going on, Matt. Multiple cars off, absolute multiple. Might have started with Ben Rook, that had a major pile-up. Who's involved? We've got everybody, loads and loads of them. Clouden's gone backwards. And,
no, he hasn't.
No,
Clouden still leads this race. Just got to wait for it to update.
So just updating, that's what it is. But, loads of people involved in that one.
Clouden had to be careful there with De Bont looking up the inside at the little right-hand kink before the hairpin. Then Overtaker makes a great move to get up the inside of De Bont. An Overtaker gets through. It's now a Cloud9 1-2 here. De Bont put on the back foot from Overtaker there. He loves this place, and he's showing just why in this 15-minute sprint. Then it's McGowan from Davis, from Williams, Cordno up to 7th from Hayo, Goudet. Then it's Hibbs, Harris, Class from Matt Wright, Mike Mathew, Stratton. Down in 15th from O'Reilly, Millington, Ben Rook, Ledger and Stardog are the two that dropped to the back of the packs. That's a shame for Ledger because he was having a good run. And here we go, look, Overtaker flashing his lights. Has Jamal just let Overtaker go? Believe he may have done. Dan and McGowan going side by side. No, they're not. Dan's backed out of that one. McGowan was bouncing across the grass, but Clouden has let Taker go. So Clouden feels that Overtaker's got the pace in this race to go and win it. And now Clouden's going to do the job for his teammate to hold up De Bont.
Yes, indeed. The top six, being all the platinum ones he didn't spin, have now broken away by some 3.5 seconds as dive into pits. McGowan's in and one of the others. De Bont's both gone for the early pit stop. They've dived straight into the pits. The top six had pulled away quite significantly. Couple of big names gone backwards. As I said, Ben Rook, O'Reilly have gone backwards. They've got lots to do. And Ledger was driving really, really well, going really quickly. Have all dropped to the back. That's going to be their sprint race pretty much over. So top six were flying out in front, two into the pits.
Yeah, 2 into the pits. Well, there's more than 2 because there's also Goudet, Harris, O'Reilly, Rook and Stardog in the pits. De Bont and McGowan have gone green. So has Goudet. I've got a feeling that maybe O'Reilly, Rook and Stardog may have a bit of damage that they're going to try and repair. But either way, into the pits, they all flood in. And here we go at the moment. This is Brendan Williams on the back of Dan Davis. Dan with the fastest lap of the race, but it's the first lap, so it doesn't really mean anything. It's more the that beginning lap from the race. It's this one where they'll be really driving in anger. What a start, says Berserker. Good evening to Tony, as well as Warren's class in the chat, and Berserk saying that the commentators are awesome. Well, thank you much for the very kind comments, as Williams was having a look at the back of Dan at the hairpin there. Just going to drop down to Mike Matthews. He was close to his teammate. You got class also on the back of Hibbs, who's looking a bit racy. 4 McLarens for 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th at the moment, but it's Williams on the back of Davis. It's the closest battle. Yeah, absolutely. I'm watching on board with this one with Williams, and thank you, Berserk, for that, for those kind comments. We do love doing this, although Matt's timing takes a little bit to be desired, but hey, we make up for it in personality. Well, you know, your start was a bit tiny. It was all over the place, wasn't it? David Croft is in no danger of losing his job this week. That's good. There's no Grand Prix this week, as Williams goes very, very wide. Looking on the back of Dan Davis there, Williams went very wide through 130R. He did. And Dan Davis and Williams have both gained onto the back of Jamal Clouden as quick as anything. Away. Because they wasn't there at the start of this lap. Williams has gone for the undercut. I'm very surprised we didn't get Dan Davis in the pits. Very difficult, Kelly, to overtake around this place. Yes, it is, absolutely, although Overtaker is out there in front at the moment, and a couple of seconds he's a man, as we said, on form, and a track he loves and a track he's good at, so it could be very difficult to catch him. Dan's got lots to do with Clouden in front of him, probably hoping for a mistake from Clouden, because as you said, it's really hard to overtake around this track. Do you want to know something interesting? Overtaker's two poles have came... Excuse me. Overtaker's 2 poles have came here when Dan hasn't been racing. Dan has always pipped Overtaker to pole, so keep your eyes on that in the qualifying session coming up. I remember the last one at Lexus deafened Phil Raid and PN Motorsport in the comms box at night as Dan took the pole in the Lexus at the very last lap of qualifying. But it is Taker, like you say, doing an awesome job at the moment. Then it's Clouden, bit of a wiggle out of Degner too. Just popped him on the grass there. This is what I mean. I think Williams has pitted at the bang-on perfect time, because Dan just kind of stuck at the moment. Not close enough to make a move, but just trapped in that dirty area, Jamal. And if Jamal's having a few moments, Dan doesn't want to be caught out by that. The closest other fight on circuit is Mike Matthews on the back of Matt Wright. And Williams has lost out to Hibbs, it's saying. Just double. No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. Yeah, right. Not sure why it's saying that. Don't trust the timing screens. De Bont's there. Williams is there. It's now fixed itself. So Hibbs must have crossed the line in the pit. Some pit boxes are just after the line. Some are just before here at Suzuka. So he must have crossed the line to overtake him before Williams had passed the line himself. Yeah. So Williams still behind De Bont, but by 2.8 seconds. So can De Bont and Williams jump Dan and Clouden? That's going to be the big question. Dan's within 7/10 of Jamal. And let's see what happens here. 9 minutes in this race left of the first race. We've got the hour and 10 minute, the 70-minute race coming up in a moment, and Jamal Clouden doesn't bow to the pits. Neither does Dan Davis. Very surprised at that. Mike Matthews on the back of teammate Matt Wright. He'll be happy to just follow his teammate at the moment. He's not crawling all over the back of him to suggest that he's quicker. But they're also pretty gapped as Mike Wright pulls into the pit lane, so he's done. Down to O'Reilly, who's door-to-door with John Goudet. That is through. That is coming on the exit. A spoon. Lovely move that. We caught the end of that one for O'Reilly. Good move on Goudet. And John not fighting that one too hard. Probably sensible for John there to not fight O'Reilly too hard and just kind of follow him. Absolutely, O'Reilly with a lot to do, championship leader. He's now on the back foot and trying to squeeze as many points out of this race as he possibly can. And I'm surprised that Dan didn't jump into the pits. You know, really. Very. Dan this season, Kelly, is when he talks off air, something predictable, has he? Well, when he talks off air, you just kind of assume that when Dan gets in the traffic, he's going to pit, and then it comes to the race and he's done the opposite. And I know you have to read your race. I understand that as a driver myself. But very surprised Dan hasn't called into the box. We've got Ben Rook on the back of Hibbs. That is Matt Wright coming out the pit lane. So he's behind John Goudet and he's ahead of Hibbs. Hibbs doesn't fight Ben too hard in towards turn 1. Again, probably sensible. Now, I think this is where something could be tweaked for next year. Because at the minute, these drivers are all fighting for position and they're all fighting for points on the circuit. Next year's proposal could be that gold and platinum and silver and bronze all become their own thing. and that therefore you wouldn't need to fight that platinum driver hard because you wouldn't be gaining or losing any points.
Yes. How many of those would still the overall win or the overall positioning is still paramount?
Well, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter because
I know it wouldn't matter, but
because obviously
you know what it's like.
100%. But obviously you've got to think back to Le Mans and all things like that. You don't fight the hypercars and the LMP cars if you're a GT3 car too hard, because overall place doesn't matter. You're still going to win that race for your category, aren't you? And that's the thing. And let's not forget, it's not a category win. It's an outright race win. Dan now comes into the pit lane as he was really up the rear end of Jamal Clouden. I think that's a lap too late, but we'll keep our eyes out. O'Reilly on the charge. He's already on the back of Harris.
Yeah, just to finish that one, obviously LMP cars and GT3s are very, very different cars, where they were in the same cars.
But I'm talking in terms of the retrospective thing. If you're not going to block a hypercar through a section to defend that position, are you? You're not going to fight it, you're going to let them go. And that's the thing is, in GT3, even though it's a category win for winning the GT3 category, it's a race win because you can't win the race outright. It's not feasible. So it's a race win. I think this is something that we could look at next year.
I think maybe it's horses for courses, because Rob Smith, good evening Rob, has just said individual class points would be awesome as a slower driver. I guess it's how you feel about it, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Your bronze category wins would have been outright race wins.
Yeah.
Either way, Ben Rook's having a look at Matt Wright. Sorry, Kelly. Ben Rook just coming to the inside line now of Matt Wright in towards turn one. I've got the feeling Matt's not going to fight that one too hard. Sticks to the outside. Ben just gives him a hip and shoulder off the circuit, and Matt loses a bit of time there. And Ben there, bit of hip and shoulder through turn one, and Matt Wright loses out to Hibbs.
Yes, indeed. After the pit stops, Dan is in front of DeBont.
So Dan going long.
No,
he isn't.
Yes,
No, he's not. So there's the bomb, and there's Williams. And where's Dan Davis? Dan has stayed ahead of Williams by a good margin, but has lost 1.5 seconds to the Bont. So he's jumped. I don't think Williams had a very good pit stop somehow, because he was closer to the Bont before the pit stops and seems closer to McGowan now. So I think Williams may have missed his box a little bit or done something wrong in the pits. But either way, Dan is on the back of DeBont now, and this is going to be interesting to see where Clouden comes out, because Clouden has got Cordno within 0.4 of a second. Cordno flying leader of the gold category at the moment. And Thomas Cordno, well, for those who know him, Cobb, doing a brilliant job. Who's going to come into the pits, though? Clouden decides to box. He's reacting to Dan.
Card now, I've forgotten he was Cobb. Cobb was with us back in the early days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he was indeed.
Matt just has a drink.
He was indeed. He was with us there, and we know him from another league called Motive, which is no longer.
Is it gone, is it?
It's gone. Been rebranded.
Rebranded.
New name. They've not started the YouTube channel from zero. I noticed that one, though. They've started from where Motive left off. O'Reilly up the inside in 130R, and cleverly backs out of that one. Clearly didn't fancy the Fernando Alonso Michael Schumacher approach to 130R, and O'Reilly's just going to wait a little longer to get past Harris. Right, Clouden is done in the pit lane, and well, Clouden's pit stop hasn't been a great one either, because he's still in the pits. Williams has gone through, McGowan has gone through. Here comes Harris and that of O'Reilly, but Clouden's just come out of the pits, so Clouden has lost out to DeBont, to Dan, to McGowan and to Williams. Ignore Heo, because Heo is also in the pits, so he's lost out as well. This releases Cordno, though, now.
Yes, it does. Let's see what he can do. See if he can move forward and drive him well this evening. Yeah, good evening to Peaceful's stepdad. Great to see another old school name, isn't it? I'm having a bit of a retro, nostalgic kind of week, because I've been watching some of the old races on SimPlay. You can watch them all on YouTube if you fancy. We've got a lot of history here at SimPlay, and it's all there for you to watch. Some great racing all the way back through the last 5 years.
And you know what? It's brilliant when we see the likes of Fiori's granddad and Peaceful Stepdad come into the chat, because they are probably two of the longest viewers in the chat week in, week out.
Absolutely, some of the going back through some of them, there's some old names that used to pop up all the time, and we have Fury's granddad, and a lot of the modern viewers will say, who's Fury? Well, Fury was quite the character here at SimPlay, and a cracking racer. We don't see him that much these days.
Was a side series specialist, but couldn't quite convert on the GT3 Pro Nights.
We kind of hyped him for for being the new boy, wasn't he? The Leclerc, the Lando of his time, like, you know, and he never quite got to a
here comes O'Reilly, Kelly, up the inside in towards 130R. O'Reilly this time gets the job done, and move complete for Kieran O'Reilly. Good stuff from him there, moves up ahead of Michael Harris into P11. Lovely move that down the order to Ben Rook. He's on the back of John Goudet, who just goes a little deep first part of the chicane. Ben really gains on him on the exit of the chicane. Compromised his run though, because he had to get off the throttle. Stop go penalty. His night was going so well, and it's now been ruined. John pulls to the inside. Is that to defend from Ben? No, sensibly Goudet lets Ben go. He knows it's not his fight, and a flash of the lights from Goudet, not sure why.
Maybe he was checking they're working right.
Where did Cardno come out the pits? On the back of Clouden, so was P10.
Clouden,
was P10 on for a class win, but that now could go the way of class in this category. In fact, no, because he's actually dropped behind him. Oh, this timing tower needs to update quicker. Either way, McGowan's on the back of Williams, so whatever has happened to Williams since the pit stop, his car just has not done anything, has it? He was with Dan and was really close to Dan before the pit stops, and then it's just died. Since that round of pit stops there, then Dan 3 seconds from De Bont, and they're both now 5 and 8 seconds up the road from Williams. I think Taker's got this one in the bag. They've got to pit this lap. Him and Mike have got to come in the pits. Taker, coming out the final chicane now. I'm going to wait for that pit limiter sign to come up, and it does there, and I assume Mike's going to chop into the pit lane this lap. But McGowan on the back of Williams, he's not no more. He's lost out a little bit. We've got O'Reilly on the back of Hayo. O'Reilly on a charge. No GP2 engine tonight. That Honda is flying.
That's twice you've got that in.
You've got to be done, Kelly.
Yeah. Yes, okay, so Taker in the pits, and
that was Hayo. Sorry, Hayo's just gone off there as we start the final lap of the race. Hayo was off the circuit at Spoon, had a little wiggle onto the inside curb. Sorry, Kelly.
De Bont's going well, you know. Where's Taker? Is he on the move?
Hang on a minute. He's only just moving. Ben's looking to the outside of Class at 130R, and Class anchors on and thinks, I am not going side by side through there. Hayo's backwards. Did Hayo get avoided? I think he has. Somehow they've all avoided Hayo. He sat in the middle of the road, brakes on. Well, great job from him to not move that car an inch, because the exit of 130R is a scary, scary place to have a moment.
Absolutely. And we've all done it. So as we pan out after the pit stops, De Bont still in second place. I thought De Bont was getting very close, but and he is very close to Taker. He's certainly dropped the gap down and had a better run, but De Bont in second, Dan in third. Williams, as you say, not really challenging these front three, and Mike Matthews is the silver.
No, he's not.
Is he not?
Just let it update.
Stop watching the timing.
Give it a moment. Let him get through sector one. You're right. De Bont's within a second of overtaker. The problem is they're coming through the hairpin now. This is the final lap of this race, so I think Taker could be on, for a fourth sprint win in a row. And yet again, another podium or another form of a race. I mean, he has been sublime. In terms of his form at the minute, his overtaker, it's going to be a 6th win here at Suzuka. He's not got there yet, though. They come onto the exit of Spoon. This is where the next sector is. Michael Harris is your leader in silver. Mike Matthews up to a top 10, though. So good drive from Mike Matthews in this one. He was behind his teammate. Teammate obviously got a bit of a tap from Ben Rook, so keep our eyes on that one this week. But overtaker, 130R, and then the chicane to negotiate. Taker comes through 130R. De Bont goes off to Fuji a little bit, it looked like there. An overtaker into the final chicane. Mounts the first, mounts the second. Down the hill he comes, past the Ferris wheel, which is all nice and illuminated tonight. An overtaker is going to make it 4 sprint wins in 4 and another fastest lap. He wins again here at Suzuka, with De Bont closely followed in second. Dan Davis will get that Lamborghini 250th podium in P3. So a good drive from down there. Jamal Clouden, you have to say, in fact, no, Clouden's lost out to O'Reilly on the final lap. O'Reilly has somehow, after a lap 1 incident with Ben Rook, has pulled it back to P5. Clouden, good job for 5th. Harris, gold winner in 6th place. Ben Rook 7th. Mike Matthews, P8 in the end from Class. Williams down in 10th, in fact no, 11th, if not 12th, 13th for Williams.
What happened to him?
I think he may have been out of fuel though. So Class 9th, Goudet 10th, Hibbs 11th, Ledger 12th, Williams 13th. Did he run out of fuel? Matt Wright 14th. McGowan, he's run out of fuel as well. He's crossed the line 15th place. Stratton 16th. Hayo 17th. Millington 18th. Stordog 19th. I've got a hunch here, Kelly, and I'm going to put this to you. I think the drivers may have fueled a little shorter because Overtaker started the final lap in the pit lane.
Oh, right, so we got an extra lap, did we?
Well, there was at least 4 cars there slow across the line.
Yeah. What a drive from O'Reilly. What a drive.
Yeah,
that was kind of under the radar a little bit, wasn't it? You know, it was from way back at the beginning to come in 4th. That's yeah. That wouldn't have made Dan happy.
That wouldn't have made Dan happy at all. But we will take a very quick break and we'll be back for the qualifying and second race. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, to SimPlay Motorsport. We are back for qualifying. Kelly Davis is going to take you through qualifying. I've got to step away momentarily. So, Kelly, I'll let you take it away.
Thank you very much. Suzuka circuit, as you know, this is qualifying for the feature race. So everyone's in it. We're on board with Ben Rook, Team Audio Sport. He's the first man out as he comes through the hairpin and heads up the hill. This is a figure of 8 circuit, so it's quite unique as circuits go. The Suzuka circuit, as he comes up to Spoon, down a couple of gears, pick up the apex, try not to run wide. It's a tricky corner, Spoon, especially this part of it, just trying to get the car balanced, get a good exit out of this Spoon corner, because whatever you exit you get from there, whatever traction you get, you're going to be carrying it all the way down the back straight. We call it a straight. It is a straight, although there is a massive corner in it called 130R, which we are here now. Picks up the apex, runs right to the outside, bring it back over to go down a couple of gears into the bus stop chicane. Senna and Prost come together here quite famously many years ago, back in the day. Many incidents have happened in that chicane. So Ben Rook is about to put in his first flying lap. I said we was hoping for a 58 tonight. We might be optimistic with that, but I certainly think we're going to see a couple of 59s. Into turn 1, down 1 gear, pick up the apex. You just kind of roll to the outside of the track, pick up the second apex as you start to climb up the hill and through the S's. These are so frustrating. Just staying on the apex, keeping the power rolling. It feels like you can go so much faster and you want to accelerate, but you just can't. You have to pick up these corners, you have to flow through them one after another. As he starts to get to the top of the hill now, and he can just release the car full on the traction, let the car run wide, take all the track that you can, bring it across to the left hand side through the Degners, Degner 1, and picks up great, run to the outside. Degner 2, easy to run wide here just as you go through the figure 8, so a car just go over the top there, and flat scat, pull it over, pick up the apex and stay out nice and deep, nice and wide, pick up the apex on the inside of the hairpin, accelerate up the hill. Another traction zone, really important. Make sure you get the power down and get the car full track as you go up the hill. And again we head towards Spoon, flat out through this right-hander. Pick up your braking point now, down a couple of gears, pick up the apex on the inside, let the car run wide. Tricky Spoon corner, as I said before, just hold it to the apex as long as you can, try and get traction. And he's gone a bit deep. I wouldn't be surprised if that lap's invalid. A little bit deep from Ben as he came out of Spoon corner. Flat scat now, the back straight into 130R, the famous 130R. You can have an absolute aircraft accident if you get this wrong through here. He runs wide to the outside, coming into the bus stop chicane once again. Pick up the apex on the right hand side, straight over to the left, get up on the curb, and again looking for the right to pick up the apex as you accelerate hard down the start finish straight. Can catch you out this corner as Ben comes across the line. The line comes up really late, doesn't it? And over the line, 59.9 sets the benchmark. The Audio Sport driver in first one in the 59s. Carter comes across the line 1.4 behind, so not a quick one. De Bont is a couple of tenths just away from Ben Rook in that one. As they start to come across the line, we'll start to see the times tumble. Ledger with another good lap, only to 4 tenths off the ultimate pace at the moment. McGowan in 1.2 slower. A few guys might take a lap or two to get their tyres up to temperature. I don't know what the temperatures are like on this, Matt. I don't know if you need a couple of laps to get up to temperature in these cooler conditions.
Normally, I'd say the second, third lap, you'd probably where you'd be at just because of the temperature of the tyres. Williams moves up into P5. O'Reilly's lap was invalid. I noticed first time round. Clouden and Hayo on a qualifying ban, by the way. They've got to stay in the pit lane for this qualifying session. They are on a qualifying ban. Harris to the line. Goes up into P6. Heck of a lap time again from Ledger, isn't it, to put him up the sharp end of the grid. Here comes Stardog now towards the line. Then we've got the number 3 of Stratton. And we've got John Gooday. I'm just trying to find the number 10. Taker's lap time was invalid. So where's the number 10? At the Degners at the minute. Dan has invalidated his lap, it says as well. Stratton moves up into 12th. John Gooday stays very tight to the pit wall. Interesting to see John Gooday keep that tighter line on the downhill bend towards the pit wall. Down in 14th place though, so it didn't work out too well for him. Ben is also on an invalid lap. Next one to cross the line will be Kieran O'Reilly on a valid one.
I think Ben went wide in Degner 2. I'm still riding on board with him. I don't know who you guys are on with, but I'm still riding on board with him at the moment.
On O'Reilly.
On O'Reilly, yeah. And I think he went deep in Degner 2. He's coming through the bus stop chicane to start another crack at this. 4 minutes left. And got to crack on. Still without time is O'Reilly and Overtaker at the moment, and Clouden in the pits at the moment.
Qualifying bang. Clouden. Just
sorry.
Qualifying and Hale. Got a qualifying bang, Kelly.
Sorry, I'm not paying attention tonight.
Well, O'Reilly, top of the tables, half a second at the top of the timing screens for Kieran O'Reilly. So big gap for the other drivers to find and fill in here. Here comes Ledger once again. Can he find any more time? We've got McGowan just behind him. Yes, Ledger moves up into P3. What will McGowan do? He moves up into 7th place. Next will be Matt Wright before Steve Millington. Matt Wright climbs up into 10th. Can Steve Millington find any more time? Yes, he can. Moves up into 12th place. Here comes Overtaker. Keep your eyes on this one. Top of the timing screens, just under a 10th. We have got a battle on here in qualifying.
Hey, look, 58s are coming closer. A 59.3, that's absolutely flying. But only just pips O'Reilly by 100th, so it's still all to play for here.
Indeed it is. Harris to the line. Will he find an improvement on his lap time at the minute? Currently P9. Improves, goes up to P8. Stardog will be the next man to the line. What will he do in this one? Could he try and find a slight improvement in that Ford Mustang? Isn't the best car for around here. We'll go through the bop in just a few moments. Stardog improves, doesn't move up the order though. What about Hibbs behind him? Can he find an improvement? He does, moves up to 14th. Then it's Stratton. Can he find an improvement? Nothing from him. John Gooday still keeps that tight to the wall tactic here for John Gooday. And he finds an improvement, moves up to 15th place for John. Next car on a flying lap is out of Benrook.
Yes, indeed. I'm staying on board with Overtaker at the moment, and remembering this guy's on the pad as well. And if you're new to sim racing, you don't know what we mean by the pad. He's on a controller, on the a handheld controller that you get standard with the PlayStation. Where the rest of, well, I say the rest, most of them are on a steering wheel and pedals setup, a sim rig, as it were. I don't think there's anybody else. Who else on pad? Anybody?
Not sure. Not 100% sure if anybody else on the pad.
Sure.
No improvement for O'Reilly there, just let you know.
Thank you for that. And yeah, Taker's just gone wide at 130R, so that lap's ruined for him as well. 1 minute 35 to go. Who else is punching above their weight? Ledger again. He's come on so much in the last couple of weeks, hasn't he?
Yeah, he really has indeed. Here comes Matt Wright towards the line. P12 stays 12th place. What about Millington towards the line? We know Overtaker's on an invalid lap. Millington up to 13th. Good lap from Millington. Dan Davis 1 second from Overtaker towards the line now. Goes within 0.4 of a second to manages to find a bit of time there. Williams towards the line. 9/10 off the pole. What can Williams do? Improves but stays P7. Mike moves up to P10. And then it's the 4.44 of class. Can he find a lap time on the board? Yes, he can, up into P10. Good lap from him. What about the Audi of Harris? He cross line, improves, but stays P8. And we turn our attention to Stardog.
Absolutely. I've gone on board with Hibbs because I thought I'd pick somebody that I don't normally ride on board with. I try to follow as much of the action as I possibly can as with something else to commentate on. But Hibbs going across the line in P16, still current Pro-Am champion at the moment, good racer. Finding his feet in this pro. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think he's done. Yeah, with 25 seconds left of the quali, he's felt that that's enough for him. So we're going to start seeing him coming back to the pits. Hibbs being the first one back to the pits.
Here we go. McGowan and Dan are on an invalid lap time, so I think they're done from where they are on the circuit. I don't think they're going to get another one in. Ben may be the only one. If he's fueled for it, Ben could get one run in here. He's not going to. So Ben will finish qualifying 6/10 off the back in P6 of Overtaker. Can he improve to get that pole? O'Reilly's following him. They're taking the John Gooday tight line to the line. Ben goes third. What about Kieran O'Reilly? Goes pole by 0.2 of a second. Has Overtaker been lost of pole yet again at Suzuka? Cordno, 13th place, will stay in 13th place. What about Patrick Ledger now? 6/10 from the pole. Ledger to the line. Improves. He goes ahead of Dan into P5. Next car, Matt Wright to the line. Overtaker's invalid. So O'Reilly is provisional pole at the time being. Matt Wright to the line. Goes 11th. Steve Millington, keep our eyes on him. What will he do? Can he stay 16th? So Mike Matthews, now we turn our attention to. So again, Overtaker is pipped to pole. Dan ruined his last run. And Mike Matthews to the line now, 13th, stays there.
Absolutely. So another cracking performance from Kieran O'Reilly. Absolutely amazing. We didn't quite make the 58s, but we got really close.
Harris crosses the line, goes up to 7th ahead of Williams. Just Stardog and Goudet left to go. What can Stardog do? Just needs a couple attempts to move himself up a few places. And Stardog keeping that middle of the road kind of line as he comes through towards the start line. Doesn't improve at all. So just John Goudet left in qualifying to go. But what a qualifying session. And once again, that is... we've had Overtaker pipped to pole at the very end as Goudet crosses the line, moves up to 15th place with an improved time. But Kieran O'Reilly is the man on pole. And if Dan was annoyed that O'Reilly got back to 4th last time, O'Reilly gets an extra point for that pole position.
Yeah, extends his lead just slightly further. Good evening to Chris Rook in the chat. Where have you been, Chris? Yeah, there was a little bit of handbags in the first race, but I don't think there's any real... I don't know, I didn't see all the angles, but maybe then there's no real harm done. So, looking forward to this 70-minute race. As per normal, we have a mandatory pit stop. And what are we thinking, Matt? Are we thinking tyres are going to last through this one? What's been the feeling for this week?
Hard one, isn't it? Temps aren't in the 30s, track temp. It's 26 degrees. It's going to get colder, not hotter. I'm unsure. I'm very unsure on this one.
Lots of change of direction on this track. There isn't really much of a straight anywhere. There's a lot of change of direction, especially in the first sector up through the S's, and a couple of high speeds, including 130R. The very tricky Spoon as a corner that you always seem to be correcting all the time. So there's going to be heavy tyre wear. I would have said Deg is reasonably high. But yeah, I think there's people who will do a non-tyre change. So so there's not quite. I think the feature race should be a bit longer for next year, but I've got nothing to do with it. So
20 seconds.
That's for the admin to work out and come up with a consensus and decide if they're going to make changes for next season. We're already talking about changes for next season, as Matt was alluding to just earlier, those being that each category
might be. It's not confirmed
yet. It might be. It's not confirmed. Yeah, okay. Let's just say it's not confirmed. But it's a possible that the classes will race themselves. You know, the more I think about it, the more I think the overall. I may not be a big fan of it, but I think for the overall, I think it's a good idea. You know, I think it certainly keeps the lower classes hungry and something to work for. So you know, after giving it some thought, I think it's a good shout. But as I say, it's only provisional at the moment. None of these, no decisions have been made as yet. We're still in this season, so...
exactly. Good evening to Rob Ramsell as well in the chat. Hopefully
Hello,
you're enjoying your holiday, Rob.
Oh, I hope you're somewhere nice. Do we know?
Not a clue. He's told me, but can't remember.
But yeah, the brain power of a goldfish. So yeah, can't remember. Which is about twice as much as mine's been this evening.
He did mention somewhere or other he's gone away with the kids for the week.
Mentioned somewhere or other, great.
Yeah.
That narrows it down to the rest of the world. So
I saw a picture of him on Facebook. There was a field, or there was grass somewhere. So
grass,
you know.
Okay, so yeah, great.
Narrowing it down. He's in England or he's in the UK. I can tell you that one.
Yeah. I'm off on my holidays next week for nearly a week. So no idea.
There he is. Look, he's at Burnham-on-Sea, wherever.
Lovely. Burnham-on-Sea is lovely. Great BMX track there. A lot of tarmac, but it's owned by a tarmacker, so you know that's kind of how it happened. Anyway, I digress. Where am I going? Ragley Hall. And I want to say not Northampton. Ragley Hall. It's up your way somewhere.
I'd say Rob's near you, but he's actually.
Burnham-on-Sea,
he's actually nowhere near you.
No, only about 120 mile
west
short of us.
He's closer to Cardiff than he is to you.
Yeah, he's in Devon. Very different place.
If you want to know, I know that. I've just Google Mapped it.
Yeah, Devon.
Where are you next week, Kelly?
I'm at Ragley Hall. I'm just trying to remember. No, this is far short of where you are, I think. I can never remember. It's on the border of two counties.
Just by Birmingham, just west.
Round the back of Birmingham.
Just by Worcester, between Worcester and Northampton.
Northampton. Now, I did say Northampton. That's I was sure. Yeah.
Closer to Worcester and Birmingham than Northampton. Yeah, they're nice.
Yeah,
very
well, the downside of that, of course, is I won't be here next week for commentary. So, please still tune in, just because
Please tune in. We'll try and get a special guest. If not, we'll
nice.
We'll get somewhere else near me at Bridgewater. Somerset is where Rob is. There we go.
Yeah, Somerset. Yeah, cider drinkers. More cider drinkers than it's Somerset, isn't it? Not Devon. Yeah, my bad.
You like Devon, don't you?
I like Devon and Somerset, to be honest with you. I like all of them. I do dearly like Devon. I mean, they can't make cream tea, but you know they've no idea how to put a scone together. But then the rest of the country doesn't know how to do that. It's only the Cornish who know how to do it.
It's only scone when you've ate it.
Yeah.
Right?
But no, I dearly like Devon and Somerset. Yeah, all cider drinkers, aren't they?
Right, we've come round 130. It's O'Reilly versus Overtaker on the front row. It's Ben versus De Bont on the second row. I think it's Ledger and Dan. Ledger again up there. Really good qualifying from Ledger. Outdoing Dan. Dan could be third in the pecking order of audio sports drivers by the end of the season. Ledger's going to have some skittles shipped out to the Netherlands.
Absolutely.
Maybe a few scones.
Scones, but made the right way. Or scones even, whichever way however posh you are.
Yeah, scone. Jam first?
Scones or scone. Absolutely. Yeah,
good lad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good lad.
Yeah,
brilliant. Right, round 18 is about to get underway. We've delayed because we're going to get closer and closer and closer to that start line. We're still delaying before we have that little pause, before the lights go green. For round 18 this season, we are green and go, and you see there wasn't as much of a delay that time. It's a great start from O'Reilly. Ben Rook already chops in between him and that of De Bont, as De Bont got a pretty poor start. He's on the inside. He's got Ledger on the inside of him. Overtaker to the outside of O'Reilly. Hip and shoulder from O'Reilly and Overtaker. Taker flashes the lights on O'Reilly there. Not sure why. Didn't see much wrong with that from either of them. As Ben now on the back of Overtaker, coming up into the S's. Overtaker still giving it a good flash of the lights there. Touring car-esque, if you will. Yeah. Ben Rook now hassling the back of Overtaker, and O'Reilly getting away at the start of this race. All look pretty clean, no yellow flags, no laggers behind in terms of the track map, and no cars falling behind. But Ben Rook immediately on the back of Overtaker through Dunlop in towards Degner 1 they come for the first time. O'Reilly looks like he's already got a pretty comfortable lead, and De Bont and Rook hassling the back of Overtaker at the moment.
Absolutely, I'm on board with Williams, who was so close to Dan. He really was almost rubbing his bumper as they went over the line. No contact with it, but was so incredibly close. As Dan goes up the inside of Ledger, Ledger's gone deep, and they're side by side. Don't take the mirrors off them. They cost money, you two. Behave yourselves. As Dan lets Ledger just past and doesn't push the situation. Probably a smart move, to be fair. Looks to the inside, and Williams is right behind these guys. A great clean start from everyone.
Yeah, great clean start at the minute. We've got Williams still with Dan, and this is the fight still on the helicopter camera at the moment as they come down towards 130R. For the first time in this race, it is Ledger ahead of Dan, but it is O'Reilly who leads from Overtaker, from Ben, from De Bont. Overtaker's just gained on the back of O'Reilly a little bit. Williams looked at Dan looked at Ledger. No moves from anybody there. Ledger bouncing over the curb deep at 130R. This could invite Dan to the outside of the chicane. They're going to be side by side, and Dan backs out of that one. Ledger stays in front for the time being as that domino effect in towards the chicane. Everybody away cleanly though, Kelly. Great first lap of racing here.
Yeah, great start indeed. Absolutely showing their class this evening, these pro guys. Some brilliant racing. Patrick Ledger.
Oh, spinner doing it into the wall. Stratton, sorry, Kelly, has had a moment. We just saw the yellow flag. He's hit the wall hard on the entry into the pit lane, and that's a shame. He's returned to that pit box. That could be an early retirement. Hopefully he comes back out to carry on. Cloudon's got up the grid a little bit from the back as well. He's past Millington and Goudet now.
Absolutely, just as we were saying how incredibly well behaved they all are, we have a spinner and a crash. But there you go. Anything we say on commentary usually goes the opposite. Yeah, so some couple of little battles now starting to emerge. You've got O'Reilly's half a second. No, he's not. He's only a couple of tenths now. Overtaker has dragged him back in. I thought O'Reilly was starting to pull away, but Overtaker's dragged him back in. He's dropped Ben Rook a little bit. De Bont is crawling all over the back of Rook, and Ledger's now been dropped by these little two, and Dan and Williams are right there with him, and they drop back now half a second. Class is only half a second behind, with Harris only half a second behind that as we go halfway through the second lap. Yes, but a couple of these battles just starting to emerge now, Mathew.
Yeah, indeed we are. We have lost Stratton from this race. That'll be an early retirement for Stratton in this one. That's a shame he can't get to the end of the second race. We'll hopefully see Stratton back out there next week. But either way, Ben has a bit of a slide. That could open the door up for De Bont. Coming on the exit of Spoon. We've got Overtaker gaining on O'Reilly. That Ford Mustang really good in a straight line. But O'Reilly defending that inside. He's going to have a look up the inside into 130. O'Reilly backs out of it. Overtaker gets the move done. That's a good move from Overtaker. He committed to that one. Yeah, I think O'Reilly was a little bit more than compliant there.
Yeah. Absolutely, saw him coming and took avoiding action by the looks of it. As I say, I think if O'Reilly hadn't been compliant, that could have been a problem. In the chat, Chris R asking if there's any limit to light flashing.
There's no limit. Bear in mind, one push of the button is about 6 to 8 flashes of the light, so it's not like the Project Cars 2. Used to be.
It used to be. But me and Matt both.
Avid light flashes.
Flashes.
Yeah.
I was going to say serial flashers, but that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
but yeah, we were. We both me and Matt like to touring car our lights and flash the lights a lot. And it was. We did even have a rule at one point, didn't we?
No excessive light flashing, and I think that rule still exists. So I think, provided it's not too over the top, it's okay. Interesting to see what Overtaker can do now. Fastest lap of the race. He's now pulled 7 tenths over O'Reilly already. Ben's still got De Bont for company. Dan still can't get past Ledger. They've got Williams just dropping off the back of him a little bit here. Then it's Class from Harris, from McGowan P10. Matt Wright's up to 11th from Stardog. Mike Matthews 13th. Then it's Hibbs and Cardno with Clouden on the back of him. Millington's got past Goudet, who's then got Hayo. So all 19 pretty much going strong here at the moment. The 836 livery is really cool. Looks like candy. Who is the 836? That is De Bont. There we go then.
Right. What about it?
It's an okay livery. It's really cool.
Yeah,
it's an okay livery. I'm not. Yeah.
It ain't no audio sport car, but it's all right. Don't get him started. You can just hear him thinking, can't you? Before his mouth opens.
I'm not thinking. I'm just unbiased in this commentary box. I do quite like the red Mustang of Stardog, to be fair. I did like the red on the Mercedes of Snide before we lost Snide. Airwolf saying track kill tyres last night. There we go then. Bit of an insight from one of the Pro-Am drivers. Track kill tyres, same temperature and same cloud cover as last night. So if that's the way to go, a lot of these...
in the pit.
Really?
Early. De Bont dived into the pits.
Okay, well, let me have a look at De Bont. That can't be a tyre change, surely not.
Well, there you go. He's in the pits. That's given Ben Rook a bit of breathing space. And down the inside of Ledger into turn 2, got the job done, and is up a position.
Cardno also in, as is Millington, Kelly.
Yeah, I'm surprised at De Bont, to be honest. Cardno and Millington were a bit further down the order, weren't they? I don't know. Maybe he just thought he was going nowhere behind Ben and had a change of strategy. It's difficult to overtake round here.
He'll have a massive clear track, that's for sure. The last car of Hayo is coming through the S's. He's only just left the pit lane. That was definitely not a tyre change. Pit stop there for De Bont. So De Bont going to the end on the one set of tyres, just as Airwolf says that tyres was key last night. Millington, interesting for Millington. Wonder if he's picked up some damage in an instance somewhere. Maybe that's the case for Cardno. Cardno's in and out, so maybe not for Cardno, but Millington, just looking at what fuel load he was on, there's no way he's pitting now to do that fuel load. Ledger's round.
Yeah, he's tapped Ledger and he's gone round. Looks like Williams is holding for him. which is the polite thing to do. Although Ledger has stopped and is waiting for the traffic to go through. Williams is really losing places here now. He's done the right thing, although Ledger was touching the wall. So, yeah, Williams, we've started to get used to Williams a little bit, and he is a gentleman as far as things are concerned. He doesn't seem to, do any of these things on purpose, does he? And just made that move and tapped the rear of Ledger. It's dropped Ledger hugely down the order. Williams has been, as I said, been polite and is waiting for him, or certainly waited for him. Still is. Yeah, still is. So
still very, very slow. Millington's just got away, so I would suggest that Millington. Oh no, Steve's got to stop go.
Stop go, sorry. Yeah.
I think he's had a lot of damage because he's nearly been lapped by Overtaker now, and he's now got a stop go. So that's pretty much Millington's night done and dusted. It'll be about damage limitation for him in this race. We're on with Harris though, who's on the back of Class and has got McGowan on the back of him. But Ledger ahead now of Williams. Williams has dropped right down. They're nearly, De Bont is nearly on them, and De Bont pitted.
Yeah, so, I mean, Ledger and Williams have now, I mean, it's going to be hard work for both of them now to bring anything from that. As I said, it was the right thing to do for Williams, but it's ruined his chances of a good result this evening. So, and I mean, obviously Ledger's now having a nightmare of keeping this car together. He's had a few moments and just lost it into turn 2. He's having an absolute nightmare, so I think his tyres are overheated or something like that. We continue.
Yeah, we do continue on. It's going to be an interesting one to see what will happen in this race as we push forward. Harris has lost out to McGowan during all of that, so McGowan now trying to hunt down after Class and see what he can do there. That's going to be an interesting one to keep our eyes on this fight as well, because Class has driven well recently. McGowan as well looks like he's getting back to his best, so that's going to be interesting to see what these two can do in this race so far. So it is overtaken from O'Reilly, from Rook, from Dan. Not real many fights. They're not really close enough, are they, them for out front? This is the fight really between 5th, 6th and 7th. And we've got Matt Wright a little further back with Stardog within a second. Mike's closer to Stardog than I think Stardog is to Matt Wright now. Hibbs still there. And Jamal Clouden 12th. Goudet's dropped off the back in 13th. He's got Heyo for company in 14th place. And then it is Williams who has got back ahead of Ledger. Ledger's dropped a long way back again here. So as Ledger had another moment somewhere, De Bont's nearly on the back of him. Then it's Cordno. So Ledger's race kind of done. A Millington down in 19th for that stop-go penalty to get sorted. Dan getting within a second of Ben now, but we're going to stick with this Harris and McGowan fight. Harris still on the back of him.
Absolutely. Just going back to the tyres and just referencing Sam Williams in the chat saying the Lambo wasn't bad on the tyres on the one set and was kind to them. So, he's certainly good to hear, Sam, as well, that you're looking after tyres. That saves the team money. Good man. So, yes, he's saying it wasn't so bad. So, we'll see. As this race progresses, we'll see what the tyre strategies are for sure.
Yeah, indeed we will. They'll pan out as this race goes on, that is for sure. And it's going to be an interesting one to keep our eyes on throughout this race. Now, Harris has lost out through the first sector. McGowan's back onto the rear of Class now. Ledger in and Millington in for that stop-go penalty. But this is going to be an interesting one to keep our eyes on at the moment. This is going to be a fascinating one to see, this fight between Clace and McGowan. McGowan ebbing and flowing between Class and Harris a little bit. Background, we've got Stardog hassling the back of Mike Matthews. Millington's done the stop-go penalty. Ledger's in. I think Ledger's got damage, or he's possibly getting rid of them tyres, because that is a long, lengthy pit stop for him. He came into the pits before Millington's stop-go. But here we go, look. That is Hibbs and Clouden in the background having a fight. Stardog on the back of Matt Wright. The McLaren versus the Ford Mustang, and this is an interesting one to keep our eyes on.
And I'm just thinking about Ledger there. His race has turned to custard now, and I'm not assigning blame to Williams or whatever. I'm just saying that the fact of the matter is, once you get spun in a class that's so competitive that you can sort of say goodbye to some strong points. Although saying that, the argument to that was O'Reilly's comeback in race
O'Reilly
1.
did it in 15
but mostly,
minutes.
A spin. Yeah, he did. He did, and that's the exception to the
Ledger's only 17 seconds off the back of Cardno. Cardno's only 21 off the back of De Bont. So it might not all be doom and gloom pitting this early. Dan's having a look at Ben Rook there to no avail. McGowan still stuck in no man's land, and Stardog still stuck behind Mike Matthews at the moment.
Yeah, my point was, more that how much a spin.
Yes.
If you do it yourself or you hit round or whatever. My point being that how much a spin will so disadvantage you in a class this good.
Yeah. 100%. Dan's still looking to try and get past Ben Rook, but to no avail at the moment. McGowan just drops off the back of class a little bit. No, they said last week that was a pure fight. That wasn't them messing around, that was a pure fight. McGowan ebbing and flowing on the back of class. We've got Stardog, who just can't find a way past Matt Wright. He just can't put that Mustang in a position to get past the McLaren at the moment. And there's a bit of a train forming behind Matt Wright. We've got Mike Matthews on the back of him, then Hibbs and Clouden starting to join them. Goudet a little further back in no man's land because he's well clear of Hayo, and then it's Williams who's got to try and recover some time up to catch onto them two. De Bont, the lead pit runner, if we will, and overtake 3 seconds clear of O'Reilly. But it's going to be interesting to see what the strategy is for all these drivers in this race. 56 minutes to go, and these fights, they're there, aren't they? The battles are there, but nobody really attacking anyone. I say that now. Mike Matthews trying to get a better exit than Stardog up the inside out of Spoon, and the Mustang power comes out and will just stay ahead of Mike Matthews.
I think if you're going to do it out of Spoon, you need to have a superior traction and get it done before you get to 130R. Normally, as Mike has a great run through 130R, goes to the outside, backs out of it, and he's not going to go around the outside of the bus stop, and he knows that. This is the problem with this track, is it's another track that's really difficult to overtake around.
Yeah, it's select places, isn't it? We've gone from Hungaroring to this, and Paul Ricard was again a tricky one at Paul Ricard as Stardog looking up the inside of Matt Wright through turn 1, and he pushes Matt Wright off the circuit, and that's very, very wide. Mike now might try and capitalise on the pair of them up the inside. Does he get that of Matt Wright done? He does, I believe. Matt's going to yield that one. Yes, he does. So Stardog there losing 2 places, Matt Wright losing the 1. Stardog losing 1, Matt Wright losing 1, Mike gaining 2, and that was all Stardog, who just into the side of Matt Wright pushed them both off the circuit.
Yeah, that was a beautiful bit of opportunist waiting from Mike Matthews there. They had their own incident, and he just said, "Thank you very much. I'll just slip down the inside here, no problem. Thank you very much," and on his way.
Yeah, and this has brought Hibbs into this queue. He was pretty much there or thereabouts, but it's brought Hibbs onto the back of Stardog and Matt Wright now. So that's put Mike and Matt up into 8th and 9th at the moment. And this is going to be an interesting one
Dan's
to keep
Ben.
eyes on. Dan has got ahead of Ben then further forward, so didn't know when that was. McGowan still...
in the hairpin.
There we go then. McGowan still within 7/10 of class, so he just cannot get any closer. But this fight, Stardog really putting on a fight with Matt Wright. Losing out though now, lost a bit of time. He's got Hibbs catching him.
Yes, indeed. Hibbs is right on the back of this one. Indeed, looks like Mike's starting to stretch his little legs a little bit, and I was going to say stretch his little legs. I'm not saying you're short, Mike, but he's stretching his little legs, and away he goes. And he's starting to get away a little bit from these one as Stardog is going to try it down the inside into 130R. I hope Matt Wright's feeling compliant. He's got it done before he got to the corner.
Yeah, already done it there. So, Matt Wright. What's that?
That was... Matt Wright went straight off to the right, and he must be in the wall.
That was very strange. We've also lost, by the way, we've lost another 2 drivers, Williams being one of them.
Right.
That was a very strange moment. Matt Wright cannot turn the car. He's had to go to the pit lane. But that was a very... I don't know there. That was very strange.
Yeah, I don't know if he touched it. It touched the back of Stardog.
Brandon Williams has had a power outage he's put in Discord. South African, they do have power outages at times.
Somebody put 50p in a meter.
Who's the other one that's gone then? So, just trying to figure out. We lost obviously Stratton early on. Williams is gone. That's put us down to 18. Just trying to figure out who's the other car that's gone. Is it Hayo? I can't see Hayo anymore. So yeah, Hayo, the other car.
Oh dear, that's a shame from these guys. In the chat, we've got Chris Rook saying Oscar and Lando. Who's who there? Who's Oscar and who's Lando?
that could hugely be a championship ending season, that for Williams, with that power outage.
Yeah.
Depending on drop scores, that could really be, the season done for him. Matt Wright's still in the pit. And this is why we encourage drivers to keep going. Steve Millington, long pit stop due to damage. Stop-go penalty. He's gained 2 places. Not sure about Heo. Stratton retired on lap 1, and a power outage for Williams means that, interesting. So let's see what happens now.
It's bad luck, isn't it, when you have a power outage or your internet drops out or whatever it is. It's bad luck. You can put it in that realms of of real world, like a blown engine or or hydraulics failure or whatever. Failures happen regardless in sim racing or real racing. So but such a shame, such a shame.
Rob Smith there, Wolf and Chris saying all wheelbase surely on that Matt Wright incident. That's going to be an interesting one to see what happened there.
That it's failed.
Heo's got wheel problems. Heo's got wheel problems as well.
Are we talking what wheels are we talking here? Are we
I'm not
talking
sure.
Fanatec's?
Matt Wright, I know, has got a Fanatec. Heo, I'm not sure, but Heo's retired due to wheel problems. Matt Wright looks like he's had a wheel problem as well. So,
and what's Matt? He's Fanatec as well, isn't he? I keep saying this because I'm going to upgrade by the end of the year, and I still don't know what I'm going to buy. In the chat there, what should I buy? I mean, I probably won't listen to you guys, but
we're down to 17 cars. Sorry, Kelly, we're down to 17 cars, and the closest fight is Clouden and Hibbs at the minute. Yeah,
which I'm on board with Hibbs at the moment. Let's have a look. See how Clouden is. Yeah, Clouden is pulled up to the back of Hibbs, and we're just in that zone for a minute, aren't we? And again, this is what you get with a track that you can't overtake very easily on.
What a shame for Williams. That could really have done Williams' championship here tonight. Although, saying that, this will be his drop score. Just looking at it now. So he gains an extra 29 points. So he basically scores 29 points for race 2 because he scored 31 in race 1. So, what a shame. What a shame.
Yes, indeed. As Clouden had a look on Hibbs just into the into the hairpin, but couldn't make it happen. They're now coming through Spoon. And such a tricky exit out of Spoon, isn't it? A lot of people hate Spoon Corner. I actually quite like it. I quite enjoy it.
Moser works for Xbox, Chris. TSEX, I'm not sure what wheel that is. That's what Heo's got.
Yeah, well, I'm on PlayStation. I mean, the fact of the matter is the people that are closest to me have all got Fanatec, so that kind of scores points for me, because if there's a problem, I've got lots of Fanatec people around me, including myself.
Sorry, Kelly, Old Tim Racer had a wheel issue last night. Rosowski's got brake problems on his Fanatec, so...
There's an argument that Fanatec is the benchmark standard these days, and, there's lots of problems with Fanatec because
Fanatec past Hibbs. Sorry, Kelly.
Yeah, into turn 1. Yeah, down the straight and into turn 1. Has got that job done. Is away and accelerating away from Hibbs. As I say, there is an argument. Clouden now getting. No, he's still that close to class there, isn't he? But not been able to do anything about him. There's an argument for, as I said, problems with Fanatec because Fanatec is the most used wheel. And
For us PlayStation users, if you're talking that, yes, I disagree for other things, but yeah.
You disagree for other things?
I think Moser, I think, are used just as much as Fanatec.
For an Xbox?
Well, for Xbox and for PC users, I think Moser are used just as much as Fanatec. But obviously, because we're PlayStation, we're limited to what we can run.
You can use a Moser, though, can't you? But you have to have an interface.
You can buy an adapter, but if I remember from a friend of mine who bought an adapter, it made it feel a bit worse than having it plugged in elsewhere. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just felt like there was a bit of a delay or something. So it'd be worth looking into and see if any PlayStation users use a Moser. But it's just a shame at the minute. Ken's in the chat saying recently upgraded from Logitech to Fanatec and it's much better experience. We'll 100% agree with that one. Brandon Williams, power tripped in my estate. Being in South Africa. Rosowski saying when it works, it's an awesome, I have to add.
I mean, I've driven a couple of Fanatecs recently. I'm still on a Logitech G29, which I've had for 5 years, and to be fair, it's been a really good servant, you know. It's the gift that keeps on giving, you know. But it is time for an upgrade, and yeah, it's probably going to be a Fanatec. I've driven them, you know, and yes, I'm sure that it's going to be a huge upgrade, but just trying to get a feel for what's going on, really. There's, as I say, a lot of people having problems with Fanatecs, but as I said, it's pretty much a standard, isn't it?
Matt Wright's coming to the pits. That'll be to do his mandatory stop. His race is pretty much over. He's even laps down to Steve Millington, so that is his race pretty much done. Clouden catching Stardog now, so Stardog's not been able to get back that time and catch back onto Mike Matthews. Mike's only 1.5 off the back of Harris. It's Class who leads in that gold category, let's not forget. And we are down to 17 drivers. We've lost Stratton, we've lost Williams, and we've lost Hayo in this one. Hayo wheel problems, load shedding, I think it's called in South Africa for Williams, and then Stratton unsure at the moment in this one. Let's see what he can do though. But Clouden looking racy on the back of Stardog. Clouden starting to be the one who makes moves.
Yeah, Ben's still close on the back of Dan, but not doing anything about it now. We've still got a long way to go in this race, 45 minutes to go, so still a long way to go. We'll see where people's pit stops start to come. If they're going 50-50, it's going to be soon, isn't it?
Between 40 to 30 minutes.
Yeah. So that'll be coming up soon. Ben just saying in the chat, Ben started with a Logitech, then went Thrustmaster, and now he's got a Fanatec. So he went backwards before he went forwards. Oh, that's interesting. But it seems to be working out just fine for him now on his Fanatec, and he's one of the guys that's had his Fanatec signed as well by touring car drivers, isn't he? Yeah, which I thought was really cool.
Mike got Ted Kravitz to sign his at Silverstone.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I think that's quite really cool idea.
We've not asked to sign anybody's wheel yet, Kelly.
No. Yeah, I'd probably just put an X on it.
Kiss at the end. Class, McGowan, side by side. What has happened to Class? Class has stopped on the straight. McGowan's just passed him very easy. Oh, Mike's going to hit him! Mike's hit him!
Oh, whoa!
I'm not quite sure how Mike Matthews has managed to do that.
Yeah, that'll be some damage, that's for sure.
That'll be some bleeps needed in the chat with Mike Matthews, I'm sure there. But
yeah,
Class has returned to the pit lane. I'll wait for comments in the chat on what has happened there, but I am not sure. Either way, Mike, who was battling Harris hard, has got some big damage to his car, and he's got Stardog, and in fact, no, he's got Clouden. Clouden's past Stardog on the back of him.
Yeah. Yes, indeed, some strange stuff going on all of a sudden. I'm trying to watch the stream because the stream actually comes out a little bit behind what we're actually saying. I think it's about 30 seconds delay. Trying to pick up what happened. I don't know if I've missed it already.
Class was just stopped. I turned to him and McGowan because he was close, and Class was just slow and then stopped.
Yeah, I jumped on with Mike just as he was kind of barrel rolling over the top. Right, Klaus has just come to a stop, and I don't know why that is. And Mike was behind another car. Yeah, it might have been unsighted. Yeah, he's got a flickering front light now as well. That'll be annoying.
He has indeed. That'll really be putting him off. So Class, well,
what happened?
Into the pits. Not a clue what has happened there. We'll have to try and find out. But yeah, Clouden and Stardog now on the back of Mike. Mike's going to have some heavy damage to the back of that car, and this could put Mike really now on the back foot in this race. So the SimPlay Racing team, Matt Wright, a strange spin at 130R that shot him right, and then Mike not seeing the stationary car and hitting the back.
Some bad luck tonight, isn't there?
Yeah, some bad luck, some real bad luck tonight out there in this second race. Dan and Ben within a couple of tenths without really troubling each other. It's Clouden who's got around the outside of Mike into the final chicane. I reckon we're going to see Mike in the box.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. He's probably carrying a load of damage now.
He comes.
And yes, you're right, there he goes in the pits.
Hibbs looking racy on the back of Stardog as well, just behind that. Hibbs trying to get past Stardog, still pulls to the inside. Is he going to look to try and make the move? No, backs out of that one.
Yes, indeed. This race just all of a sudden, odd things happening, and it's changed things around a little bit. At least 1 minute damage for Mike. Yeah, probably right.
What a strange night at the moment.
It has been, hasn't it?
Matt Wright's
next
spin,
week.
Yeah, Matt Wright's spin was out of the blue, and then Clace, I've just looked, when he crossed the line, still had 31 litres of fuel left in the tank.
Well, it must have been another equipment failure, mustn't it? Must have been
Has
something.
to have been.
I don't know. Yeah, lost power or something. And Mike Mathew saying, WTF. We know what that means. That he don't know what happened. And as I said, I think Mike was unsighted, following reasonably close to another car, and that car stepped to one side, and then Mike found Class right there. So I think that's probably how he clipped. Crazy.
Crazy.
And usually,
maybe not Spooky Laguna.
I was going to say usually it happens at Spooky Laguna, but. Tonight it seems to be Spooky Suzuka.
And this is why drivers are encouraged to finish the races, because Steve Millington, who's now got ahead of Matt Wright, he's now got ahead of Williams and Hayo, power cuts and technical issues that have forced them to disconnect. But he's passed Matt Wright because of Matt Wright's strange spin. Mike's out the pits, but he could be on the same lap as Mike since the pit stop, and he could get past Clace due to a strange, abrupt stop for Clace in this race.
Absolutely, and where points scored all the way to
30th.
30th.
It would have been points anyway. It's just a few more points, though, isn't it?
More points, yeah. And as I said, you've got to finish the race. It's never over until it's over, and that is, very, very evident time and time again. So, I say we encourage people. We want people to finish the race because, firstly and foremost, we're putting on a show here, and that's the most important thing. We want everyone to be in for as long as possible. So we put on a good show for all those people that are watching us. And again, this is why we do it. As I said, anything can happen. And Dan getting very loose up through the S's. Ben's right with him. There could be an opportunity to strike here. No proprietary rules here for Oscar.
There we go. Class's engine failed on the straight.
It failed. Wow.
Would he have possibly
caught? Have you ever had an engine to fail?
No, but I have caught the ignition button.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
And it just turns the car off, and you have to bring the car to a stop to get it going. I wonder if that's the problem. I wonder if he just caught the button and turned the ignition off. Well, Dan and Ben's the closest fight on track. This is for third place. Overtaker 7 seconds out front from O'Reilly. So Taker doing what he needs to do at the moment.
He's taken this. How far back is Overtaker in this championship now, roughly?
135 points.
Because he's starting to take this by the scruff of the neck. This will be in 2 rounds.
135 points, 598 up for grabs. Taking 6 points off of O'Reilly in this race is not going to be enough.
Yeah. But he's certainly taken certainly a man on form in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, massively so. 3 sprint wins, second place last week, a pole position last week. He's got a sprint win tonight. And on for what looks to be a potential second podium this evening. Steve Millington up past Class. He's now up into 15th place for Steve, so still going strong in this race. Well, we hope Class gets out of the pits and gets back into this race. Ben did do that last season. I remember when Ben did it last season, caught his ignition and come to a halt. And now he's looking to try and get past Dan Davis, his teammate. This is the closest and real only fight on the circuit at the moment between Ben and Dan. And this is looking on board from Ben's POV at the back of Dan's Lamborghini, dancing through the S as they approach up towards Dunlop. Lap 15, 38 minutes to go, approaching that halfway stage by the end of this lap. So I reckon we're going to start to see them pit runners who's choosing a 50-50. I think we're going to see them in the pit soon.
Yes, indeed. I think you're quite right. Don't crash into each other, you two. You know the rules. No rules, none made by me anyway. So as you say, this is the closest fight on track at the moment for that final podium position, because I don't think either of them, all things being equal, things pan out like they're going to, or that we think they're going to. I don't think either of them are going to have the pace and to catch up to O'Reilly and Overtaker in this one. But they're having a good inter-team battle, which is fun to watch. So Overtaker lap 15, he's in the lead. O'Reilly second place, Dan Davis in third, Ben Rook in fourth. Have we lost Matt, or is it me that's popped out? Not quite sure right at the moment. But Ben having another look as they come up to 130R.
Apologies, Kelly. I'm here. I just had a bit of a coughing fit. This one just muted up.
Oh, okay, right, okay. So that's that'll be explained. I wondered if it was me for a minute there, because everything went quiet. Well, nothing's changed, Matt, while you were doing that. So Ben's still looking at the back of Dan. Looking at the back of him, can't do anything about it. Nobody's dived into the pits just yet. Class is in the pits. Was he in the pits before? Oh yeah, he's probably still putting that car back together.
Still recovering from that moment. Yeah,
still putting that car back together, trying to put another engine in it. I think because the last one didn't work anymore. So
trying to do something, that is for sure. But
absolutely.
Yeah, we hope that he'll be able to get back out onto the circuit. It'd be a big shame to lose Class in this race because he's driving strong, driving well.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully he'll get back on track. Get a few points under his belt for the rest of this evening. Yeah.
Just going to jump back down to Bont and John, because De Bont has just passed John Goudet. De Bont, remember, leading pit runner in this race. He's got past John before John's even pitted. So De Bont showing good pace at the minute.
What's his lap times like, Matt?
Best of a 2:07. The only man in the 59's race pace is Overtaker. Recent laps are in the 2:02. So, yeah, pretty good pace at the moment, I'd say, from him. And yeah, going to be interesting to see what happens.
How does he? What about the Audio Sport guys? What are they doing? I'm just wondering if
he's quicker than both Audio Sport drivers at the moment.
Right. That'll be an interesting one to watch later on, because the two Audio Sport guys are they're fighting each other and they just haven't got the pace to pull it back to the front. De Bont went very, very early for his pit stop. I wonder because he was in this group, wasn't he, with Dan and Ben and whatever. We'll see how this one pans out towards the end.
Cloudon's on the back of Harris now, so Cloudon looking to try and make up yet another place in this race. He's looked really racy. Harris has gone deep at Spoon. Cloudon, thank you, Mama, for the carrots. He's going to take that one to Cloudon. Back of the grid start, remember, due to that qualifying ban. Up to P6 now at the minute. Cloudon's running well.
Just in the chat, we've got Class just put us a message in the chat saying that my engine turned off on the straight. I have no clue how. Very upset for myself. Could have been my first top 5 finish. Sorry to those who hit me. Well, these things happen, my friend. Dust yourself off and come again. You were running well. We just said that you've been running well. I'm sure you'll have plenty more good results. So that's a shame, but these things happen, don't they?
Hopefully Class is able to get back out there
and
carry on in this race just to score some points at the very end of this race. Got to get back out now. Halfway through the race from race control, Dan's still under pressure from Ben at the moment. That is now the closest fight. Goudet in the pits, so it's going to be an interesting one.
Yep, let's see if he takes tyres. He's absolutely halfway through the race, so the perfect 50-50 strategy. Just depends on if he takes tyres or not. As Dan goes deep, Dan is pushing on a little bit. As I say, I'm interested to see when it all pans out, where the Bont ends up in all this.
Airwolf saying that looks like tyres are starting to give in, and I wonder if that was the case for how Jamal Cloudon got past Michael Harris there, because Harris was very, very wide. We got said cool shot of the onboard from Ben. Let's look back at Dan to Ben. We saw Ben looking forward to Dan. This is onboard Dan towards Ben, and this is into Spoon corner now. Very tricky corner, Spoon. Come in fast and just hurry up and wait. And it's your favourite kind of saying, corner.
Yeah, well, I can't take full credit for it. It's a bit of a brundle on that. It's a hurry up and wait corner, and it's very much the exit of Spoon. I'd say I like it, but you have to be patient. You have to wait for the car to have the traction to be able to pull its way down the next straight. But it's so important to get that traction because you carry it all the way down to the bus stop chicane.
Yeah, indeed you do. Overtaker in the pit, so I think that's going to be proven of the strategy. We'll see how fast he was. About 6-7 seconds, wasn't he, ahead of O'Reilly before the stop. So let's see where he comes out behind O'Reilly in this race. Dan and Ben have gone through. He's still not gone green. McGowan's gone through. Now, he was about 20 seconds clear of Dan. Dan was 13-odd seconds behind O'Reilly. So he'd have been about 20 seconds ahead of Dan, I think Overtaker's taking tyres because, Kelly, the reason why I say this is if I bring up my magic little thing...
steady on.
A tyre change costs you 62 seconds. It costs you 52% of your lap. Yeah. He was 20 seconds ahead of Dan. Loss for fuel with 1 litre is 35 seconds. So, Overtaker's just come out the pit lane now. I think he's lost a lot more than 35 seconds. Cloud and Stardog and Hibbs all in as well.
Yeah, now, just quickly before I go on this point, Chris is saying, loving the onboard cameras. That's the way I watch the whole race, Chris, to try and keep an eye on what's going on, although I do have a little bit of phantom driving.
Ledge has just got past Goudet at the inside of 130R, ran a little deep. Goudet's going to hold it around the outside. Ledger then through the inside at the chicane. Good little fight between them two. Ledger comes out on top.
Yeah, Ledger
John giving another flash of the lights. Again, not quite sure why.
I think they're working perfectly. Maybe he's just saying, great move.
Possibly. So the problem with this game is, on Project Cars 2, a couple of flashes, hey, nice to see you there.
Hey.
Couple of flashes, great move. Couple of flashes, sorry for the bump. An erratic spell of flashing is, a few expletives, a few finger signals. Basically. Oi, don't do that again, mister.
Yeah. There was usually, for me, it was usually an expletive per flash, So
probably for me as well. God forbid if we had 2 incidences at the same time on the same chat, because it would have just been full of me and you swearing.
I think that might have happened. My Kota comes back to mind. Anyway.
Curse you, Graham Sutcliffe.
It's just Sutty, you.
Naughty boy.
I would never forgive you for that. Never forgive you.
Because of Sutty, we hit each other, Kelly.
Yeah. That was actually, I think you hit me, but there you go. Because Sutty hit. I don't even remember what happened. Sutty hit me, and then I might have hit you. Anyway, it went bad. It went really bad. Anyway, I want to go back to the Overtaker thing. Now, do you remember last week, Yam Overtaker was saying that because he's a pad user, he finds the tyres degrade a little bit faster. Now. So has he taken tyres? It would go with what he said. It would go with the type of the circuit. The question is, O'Reilly beat him to the feature race last week without taking tyres. So how long is O'Reilly going to go?
Overtaker's P6. He's got 12 seconds back to De Bont, so he's definitely taken tyres because De Bont's jumped him. De Bont was nowhere near. De Bont was behind Ben at the start of this race before De Bont pitted. So De Bont's got 12 seconds Overtaker. So for Taker to get on the back of Harris or Ben or Dan or O'Reilly, he's got to get past De Bont.
He has.
But Airwolf has said it in the chat several times today. Tyres was an issue late on last night.
Yep. And if you remember back to last week, Overtaker was mighty on the fresh tyres. Absolutely mighty. So. Could we have a bit of a carbon copy of last week? As I said, I'm interested to see how long O'Reilly goes, and how this all pans out. But I think Taker needs to have those tyres because of, as I said, being a pad user.
Oh, definitely, 100%. I'd agree with you there. But yes, it's O'Reilly from Dan from Ben at the moment. Then it's Michael Harris. Class still in the pits. He's got to come out soon, otherwise that will go down as a retirement, obviously, until we find out the full extent of the issue. This is going to be interesting to get to the end of this one. Cloud had come out P10, so he was behind Goudet. So John out front ahead of Jamal after the pit stops. Jamal close to the back of him. Stardog close to the back of Cardno. And Mike, bless him, after catching the back of Clays. Doesn't look like he repaired his damage, actually, just Mike. So, interesting. So, no, that front bonnet doesn't look fully together with the bumper. Looks a little crumpled on the orange piece as well. Stardog, he's just gone a little slow out the hairpin. And Jamal on the back of John still.
Yeah, and he's flashing at him, and I just seen a bit of lagging from, it looked like John lagging in front of me. I'm on board with Clouden, and Clouden flashing his lights, and it looked like a bit of lagging, and Clouden's gone right past through. And John pretty much let him through there. Yeah,
that wasn't very hardly fought, was it? But John's not really. Ball fighting the other gold drivers. Any time a platinum driver's been behind John today that we've seen, John's pretty much not fought them too hard. And I think that's a tactic of John's. He's not really you know, if he feels like he's not going to be able to keep the platinum drivers behind, why waste more time against the golds? You know, he's currently ahead of this Cardno and Stardog fight. Does he want to lose time defending from Jamal? When if he can try and follow Jamal now, he can try and stay ahead of Cardno and Stardog.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. The problem is he did it quite aggressive, not aggressively.
Yeah.
He took a lot of time lost by letting Clouden through, where he could have done it.
Stardog going up the inside, Kelly into turn 1 on Cardno, gets up the inside this time. That is job done. Cardno a little wide on his own. So Stardog managing this time at turn 1 to get the move done.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And so Clouden's on his way on a pretty strong recovery drive at the moment, from starting at the back of the grid with a overtake with a quali ban. So what have we got left? Apart from Clace, who is now at the moment is just got the pistons out of the block and is reboring the head. He's been so long in the pits, you would think that they're rebuilding that engine. We've only got the top 4 now that haven't pitted. So Matt, we've got an awful lot of pit stops done reasonably midway.
Yeah, we have just the top 4 still to pit, and this is going to be an interesting one to keep our eyes out for. Berserker saying, you do an awesome job. Race cannot be the same without good commentators and drivers.
Hey,
Berserker, thank you very much for the kind words. While we have a lull in the race, go on, Kelly.
Well, in fact, I was just going to say, you don't even need good drivers, because me and Matt commentating on is good enough on its own. No. We can make fun out of anything.
We could commentate on the Tiddlywink World Championship, and it'll be the best sport you've ever seen.
Absolutely. Have you seen the Tiddlywink Championship?
I haven't.
No?
I don't know if there is one.
There's got to be.
But
Somebody Google it.
I guarantee Tiddlywinks is an old game. It was a bit before my time, and I was born in '92, right? I've got a feeling Tony, Fury's granddad, he seems like the man to play Tiddlywinks.
Well, that conquers.
Him and Peaceful Stepdad, I reckon. The OG viewers, I reckon they're tiddlywinking and conquering, you know what I mean?
I'm glad you didn't put me in that category.
You're too busy commentating on it with me,
too busy. Absolutely, absolutely. Love a good tiddlywink, said the actress. So listen, anybody wants to Google that, is there a Tiddlywink World Championships? I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
Well, we've got a lull. Hibbs is catching Cardno. Let's thank a big, massive thank you to our sponsors, Design Manchester, producers of vinyl graphics, laser engraved gifts, mugs, printer clothing, and much more, including SimPlay Motorsport merchandise. Head over to their Facebook page. The link is in the description. And as well, thank you to our other sponsor, Audio Sport, manufacturer of VW Transporter T4 audio solutions and styling products. Head over to www.audiosport.co.uk. Their Facebook link and their website link is also in the description there. As well, if you are new to the channel, please hit that thumbs up button, the bell to be notified when we go live, and thumbs up, bell to be notified, and hit that subscribe button. That would seem so much more difficult than normal.
Yeah, didn't it? Yeah. It was like pulling teeth, that was. Matt, just incidentally, the Audio Sport YouTube channel is only 1 subscriber away from the big 100. It's only taken about 3 years now of me going on week in, week out to try and get 8 subscribers, for God's sake. So if anybody who hasn't subscribed, just pop over to Audio Sport and just be that 100 subscriber. Go on. I don't care if you watch the videos. I don't care at all. If you want to put my a face to my voice, you can. But I don't really care. Just subscribe. Let's get it to 100. Yeah, it'd be exciting.
Exactly. What's Chris saying? So Sam seconds that. I assume that's about the comment from Berserker. And Chris, I'm 1986, Ben was 2010.
Yeah, boy.
So Chris was 6 years before me, and Ben was 5 years before my eldest.
Yeah. Well, Dad, 1996.
Cardno's missed the chicane. And Hibbs, easy as you like overtake for Hibbs there. So Hibbs through on Cardno, and Ledger is coming under pressure from Jamal Clouden.
Absolutely. So this one hotting up a little bit. Yeah, I'm on board with Clouden. I just was going to swap over to Clouden. I was already on board with him. As he is reeling Leisure in a little bit, but we know that Patrick is driving really well and really well on the defensive. He's had some good drivers behind him. He's managed to keep it all together. So we'll see how this one pans out, because Clouden is definitely on a mission. So Dan's 1995, so that's a little bit. That's a decade or so behind
there
Chris.
There you go, Kelly. Chris's wife, Ben's mum, is now your 100th subscriber.
Yes, well done. What's her name, Chris? What's her name? I might send her some Skittles or something. She needs some sort of recognition for being the 100th subscriber, doesn't she? God, do you agree with that, Matt? Yeah, great.
Yeah, sorry, no, I was just reading something. Sorry.
Couldn't multitask tonight either, can you? Are you tired this week? Is that what it is?
I feel a bit drained today. Yeah, I've been a bit tired. Ayrton slept better, but the heat is just taking it out of me tonight. And it's been an interesting one. Cardno's on the back. Cloudon's on the back now of Ledger.
Yeah, right on the back.
This is for positioning. This will put Cloudon up into P8, and will be a heck of a place at the moment.
Are you going to do it? You're going to try and do it around the outside at 130R. He's flashing his lights. I'd say that's reasonably brave, Cloudon. They both go wide. I'm not surprised on that one as they come into the chicane. Patrick wasn't giving that one up just because you flashed your lights.
Yeah, he wasn't. No. Not going to repeat Chris's comment there. I'll let you read that one there, Kelly. Yeah.
Thank you, Tash. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. 100 subscriber. I can go to bed tonight happy now.
Oh my days. Oh, I'm gone. Oh, dear me.
Is that done you? Is it?
Yeah, that's yeah.
If she's watching the YouTube chat, you might be in a bit of trouble, Chris. Yeah, maybe.
The worst thing is if she sat listening to this and gone, what have you put? Because I've just said I'm not reading that out. What have you put? She'll be even more fuming about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Could be worse, to be fair.
Could be worse. Overtaker's got within 5.5 seconds of De Bont now. She's really charging on De Bont. We're still watching Cloudon and Ledger at the moment. Overtaker lapping in the low 2 minutes. Last time around, De Bont was a 2 minute 1.7. 1.6 Taker took out of De Bont on that last lap. He is on a almighty charge. Yeah. He's just got to hope that he's got enough done, and he doesn't want to be behind De Bont for too long. This is still a fight, though, for P8, Ledger versus Cloudon at the moment.
Closest one on track right at the moment, and there's a gap between the two Audio Sport boys as well now. 2 seconds has grown between the two of them. Top four obviously going long and trying to do it all on one set of tyres. As I said, I'm really interested to see how this pans out. There's a couple of strategy choices here. De Bont's strategy choice as being very early, Overtaker being slap bang in the middle, and looks like O'Reilly and Davis are going to, and Ben are going to be late, and now Harris pans out in the gold
and the
gold
thing
category.
is as well, Kelly, you say about Harris, De Bont's only 2.6 off the back of Harris, so Overtaker might have to overtake Harris before Harris jumps into the pit lane, depending on Harris's strategy in this one. Then Sofa for Chris tonight, says Rob Smith. That's exactly what she said.
Better than garden shed.
Better than the garden shed. Unless you've got a spare bed in the garden shed, then there's an upside.
Well, some people have got some great sheds, to be fair.
Great sheds. And in this heat, it's not really going to matter, is it, at night?
No, absolutely not.
Cloudon to the outside of Ledger. Ledger just comes across a little bit to block the inside. Stays as he is at the moment. And we're as we were. Jamal just cannot get past at the minute. Overtaker down to 3.8 seconds to De Bont.
Absolutely, and Rob Smith saying send her a T4 van, Kelly. Well, there was a little bit over the top, and I've only got a few to spare. You know, there's not like I've only got a yard full of them. So I did got more T4s, and we got Lamborghinis, and we got a load of them.
Kelly will give her a Honda Jazz Type R KD edition.
Oh, KD edition, KD signature. Yeah, I like that, Ray. That sounds. How about that, Matt? KD signature.
Yeah, there we go. At 1.8 seconds last lap, Taker's just taken out of De Bont.
Funnily enough, just quick chat on cars. One of the mechanics next door at Kawasaki, good evening to Adam if you're listening, just bought a Renault Twingo RS. An older one, like, I don't know what it is, 2010, something like that. What a little cracker that is. An absolute little pocket rocket. I really quite like it.
Interesting.
Cloudon
was looking at the inside of Ledger.
Might be an alternative to the Jazz,
No, don't be silly. Don't be silly. I think Stardog's got past Goudet, otherwise Goudet's closed the gap a little bit to Stardog. Not quite sure there. Didn't see the names change on the leaderboard. We're still watching this Ledger and Clouden fight. Clouden to the outside of the chicane again. He's going to try and he's got there. Ledger's got to give him the room and respect. No, he's got there. Ledger's got to give him the room and respect. And Clouden tucks back in. Clouden is giving this one an almighty go. We'll stick with this just for a moment. De Bont's within a second of Harris. Overtaker's 2.8. Ledger's defending the inside. Clouden to the outside now. Could be a good move around the outside. It'll be a bold one around here. Can't do it though. Ledger manages to hang on into that one.
Absolutely great racing from these two. Very Prost and Senna-like. I thought there was going to be an accident, but great attempt from Clouden around the outside into the chicane. Great defence from Ledger. Keeping his line, holding his line.
And by the way, good comeback from that first early on spin from Williams. He's had a great drive. He's up to P8. This is for ninth. Jamal's tucked underneath to get up the inside at Dunlop. Bit of hip and shoulder between the two of them. Jamal, a few seasons ago, got overtaken around the outside of the Degners. He's got it done before the Degners. Jamal up into P8. And you have to say, Kelly, that was a matter of when, not if.
It was, I think Patrick went a little bit wide on that corner, and like a rat up a drain pipe, Jamal did. No doubt we're going straight up the inside.
Michael Harris into the pits, so that releases De Bont. Overtaker's 2.2 behind, so that is one car less for Overtaker to overtake in this race. Gap was 2.9 as they crossed the line. It's now 1.8, so 1.1 seconds taken out again there from Overtaker. He is simply flying.
Yes, he is a man on form, as we've said it before. He is absolutely ripping through these lap times, and he's dragging De Bont in. De Bont is no slouch, so when Overtaker gets there, he's still got to pass him.
Yeah, 100%. You know, every point means something. De Bont, I don't
Harris
believe got
he's in the pits.
Sorry, I'm just looking. De Bont, I don't think. No, De Bont doesn't have a GT3 race win. He's got his first race win in the GT4 series. So no GT3 race win for De Bont at the moment.
He's been there or thereabouts, hasn't he?
A couple of three second places, 2/3. You know, a couple of fourths in the mix as well. So he's been there or thereabouts. But the bridesmaid, not the bride. Is he trying to go long to Pip O'Reilly and maybe get that one done? Sam Williams saying class racing from them both there. Indeed it was. Nice move, says Berserker.
Yeah, wouldn't we love it all to be like that?
Twingo isn't wide enough to block the Cornish lanes, won't replace the Jazz. Exactly, Rob Smith. Everybody needs a Honda.
That's why we've got lots of vans, because they block the lanes beautifully. Not that I'm going to buy either of these. They're both completely out of my comfort zone. We'll just put it out there.
Price range, because the Type R KD edition is significantly too much.
Signature. KD Signature.
Signature, sorry,
Signature.
Dan Davis in. 15 minutes left, 10 minutes left of the pit window. Danny's in the pit. This surely has to be splash and dash for Dan at this point in this race. Can he get in and out before De Bont and Overtaker come around? Overtaker is right on the back of De Bont here. Danny's not yet stationary in the pits, and De Bont and Overtaker are going to fly past him. Overtaker was about 20 seconds up the road from Dan. Well, it's going to be a bit more than that, I think now. Dan in, done. He's on his way out now. They've only just got past him. Danny's off the limiter. Oh, he's way down the pit lane, actually, with the looks of that. So he's off the limiter now. Yeah, it's not 20 seconds, so he's a bit closer. But, yeah, interesting. I've just noticed there's a SimPlay Racing McLaren. That is Mike Matthews ahead of De Bont here in this fight. So Mike could be the not an easy call for back markers to get out of the way as well, let's not forget. So Mike in the way here could just play into Overtaker's hands with De Bont a little bit.
Well, if Mike's going to... no, he's not. Well, that's the end of that.
I've just decided that Mike will not play into the hands of Overtaker over De Bont a little bit. Well done, Mike. Very sensible from yourself.
We were just about to discuss that one through, Mike. Thanks for that. Yeah, that's spoilt that.
Michael Harris on the back. Sorry, McGowan on the back of Harris. Harris, you're now gold leader.
Yeah.
And Harris on the back of him. Sorry, McGowan on the back of Harris. Clouden 12 seconds to McGowan. So keep our eyes. Got a few battles just developing here, Kelly.
Yeah. Taker on the back of De Bont. He's really got close to him now.
O'Reilly's in.
Right, this will be interesting. These two are now coming into to the exit of Spoon, so surely O'Reilly's not going to take tyres.
Right, Kelly, you go and sit on O'Reilly. Let us know when he's moving out of his pit box. We'll know when it goes green, but you'll be able to tell us when he stops stationary at least. I'm still watching this fight because De Bont's defended. The inside overtaker's in the back of him! Overtaker's just clipped the back of De Bont. De Bont has bounced off the wall, and he's still bouncing off the wall. Benrook in the pits as well. And Overtaker's just driven into the back of De Bont. O'Reilly is now moving out the pit lane. And Overtaker there.
Thing as well.
Well, O'Reilly shumped Overtaker by a mile, but Overtaker in the back of De Bont. Yeah.
That'll be that one will be in the steward's room probably. Where did that happen? 130R?
No, on the run to 130R.
Oh right, okay. On the straight. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well that one will probably end up in the steward's room. But O'Reilly, with the strategy, he was
once again,
no tyres. We presume definitely no tyres.
No,
Benrook now comes out. Where's Dan in all this?
Dan's already through. Dan's already through. That's a bigger gap than what it was before. So could Dan get on the podium ahead of De Bont now? Will De Bont get another third place? I've jumped back to McGowan, who's got past Harris, and Jamal Cloudon's now 9.72 Michael Harris in this race. But yeah, the big talking point, Overtaker into the back of De Bont there. And lap times at the moment, they've started the 28th lap. Overtaker at 2:01.5. O'Reilly was an in lap, so we can't really keep our eyes on that at the minute. Dan's was his out lap, so can't check that one either. But yeah, interesting so far.
Yes, indeed. And if this pans out like this, that'll be a second week in a row that O'Reilly has out-strategied Overtaker to the win.
Just under 8 seconds. We've got 11.5 minutes. It's just over 2 minutes, or it's round about 2 minutes a lap. So, not a lot of laps for Overtaker to play with. He's got to take some time out of O'Reilly here.
Yeah, absolutely.
The thing to note as well here, Kelly, sorry, just having a think about it, is if De Bont does ticket Overtaker, if Overtaker did drive into the back of De Bont as it looked, and there's penalties coming, Overtaker's got to pull a gap now over Dan and De Bont to not get penalised, to not drop down the order. Dan's only 4 seconds off the back of De Bont, so Dan's going to be hoping here that he can... Oh, De Bont's lost it. 130R round she goes, heavy and hard into the wall. That is broken. That'll be De Bont returning to the pit lane. Indeed he does. That snapped. You could tell the rear end just did not want to comply with De Bont. See, that was a more natural spin than the Matt Wright one. And De Bont there in the pit lane. And I think he's retired from this race. I think that'll be points, but it's a retirement points. Yep, there he goes, retired from the race. So Dan on the podium, so it's damage limitation. Now he's got to try and stay close enough to Overtaker in case a penalty is coming that way.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah, Dan's got to be thinking about what's going to happen in the week to come. Because more points would be possible. So looking like another strong result from the Team Audio Sport team. It's looking good for these two. Where are we? Nothing much else on track is happening right at the moment. So
I'm keeping my eye on the Harris Cloudon gap. Cloudon on a charge, closing down on him.
Yeah, in the chat we've got Rob Smith saying, look like De Bont missed a gear because Taker had such an overspeed. Yeah, interesting. Interesting.
Well, how many races are there left over? There's 4 weeks left. There's Laguna Seca, Snetterton, Valencia and Donington Park. Next week will be the last race that we'll allow new drivers to join. We don't normally allow into the final 3 weeks of the season for championship reasons. So if you are wanting to join, make sure you join the Discord, get your hot stint done as quick as possible, and we can get you in as soon as possible. But down to 15 runners outright. What that has done is that has given Matt Wright upwards an extra position.
Absolutely, it certainly has. Extra points and another place for Steve Millington.
Keep going to the end, I'm telling you. This is why you go to the end.
It ain't over.
This is why you go to the end, because it ain't over till it's over. You know, Matt Wright still laps down, and he's got work to do. In fact, I think Matt Wright's just been lapped by Harris. Yes, he has. He's a lap down on Mike and Millington. But yeah, it's kept going in this race. Where is Mike? Mike's coming towards the end of his lap. Where's Cardno? Cardno's on lap. So Mike's on the same lap as Cardno, I do believe. I'm not sure. No, Yes, he is on the same lap as Cardno, but he's just about half a lap behind at the moment. So, yeah, Mike looks like P13, looks like 14th for Steve, but earlier incident for him, 15th for Matt, it looks like in this race. But you never know what will happen. Dan's lost a bit more time to overtake. Taker's gap's gone up to O'Reilly. It's 8.1 seconds.
Yeah, I think he's got this under control, you know.
Well, it was just under 8 seconds when there was just under 12 minutes left to go. There's now just under 8 minutes left to go, so we've lost 4 minutes, and the gap's gone up a couple of tenths. So, yeah.
Yeah, looking good for O'Reilly at the moment to extend his lead on this championship. And, another good strategy and another cracking night from the Honda.
On home soil. No GP2 engines tonight.
No, absolutely. That's the third time you've mentioned that.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. Do you have a Junior Cadets League to let me race, says Chris. We have the bronze category, Chris, to let you race.
What do you want, a dad's race?
Yeah, I can
used
do
to do
that
that at BMX.
They used to do that
at yeah. No.
You said a dad's race.
You can't be a similar. No, a dad's race. Well, that means I could go in it as well. And,
you could go in it, and Chris could go in it, and I could go in it,
and
Clouden could go in it. Yeah.
Yeah. No. When I said a dad's
right.
race.
So what you want is an over 50s dad's race.
Will you? Well, no. Well, no. What you want you to listen and stop talking. Right? Is a dad's race like we used to do in BMX is for racers, so you can't have had a history in racing. You can't have held it like championships. I couldn't. No, I couldn't. It would be for for Chris and
Tony.
Yeah, Tony.
Peaceful
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All these guys and Tash. I think Tash should have a go because she's my new favourite friend. Yeah, she needs to have a go. Have a go on.
We need a woman's night.
Women's night, yeah.
Aye, that'd be a fun event.
SimPlay W.
That'd be a fun event. Get the women's night on the go and,
Wimplay.
Monza's a pretty relatively straightforward track, and it straight chicane.
Have we got the ovals?
God help if we have to go backwards, jeez.
That's right, John will show out.
Chris says he might look into it. Can the rest go in reverse to give me a chance? Hey, Chris, it'd be great to see you on the grid. It'd be another father-son duo. Myself and my stepson Floyd on Formula One the other year. Kelly and Dan, father-son. Just trying to think about any. Keegs and Welshie. Welshie, they've done it. So it'd be the fourth father-son duo on the grid. Whether it's the same category or not, you've been on the grid at the same time. That would be
I like the idea of Wimplay. I think that sounds weird, doesn't it? Wimplay.
Yeah.
Wimplay.
Wimplay?
Women's league.
Would you not go one play?
One play?
Yeah.
No. Wimplay, I don't know. Lady play?
Just use the W series.
Yeah. Lady play might be getting a little bit weird. Don't Google that one, kids. Leave that one alone.
Not be able to now. You'd have to age verify yourself.
Yeah, you would. Yeah. I'm glad you know all about it. A dad's race in a woman's series. Wouldn't that be great for off season? I mean, I could enter and just not change my name.
I tell you what, I reckon Chris is close to being in the shed here. Tash would still go the wrong way on an oval. Dear. Chris is like, you're coming close. I'd get the spare blanket and pillows out the cupboard. And either way, we've got O'Reilly who's leading from overtake with a fastest lap. The gap is
you'd get pillows, would
as
you?
overtakers.
Wow. That's not so bad.
You got an hotel or a B&B nearby, Chris? You might want to check in. Overtaker's got the gap down.
I've got a camper van if it goes badly.
There you go. Yeah. And the beautiful thing about that is you can take it further away, so you can't be shouting at when you're further away.
You can park it right outside. Yeah, you can park it right outside the pub.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
A few beers. Overtaker's got the gap down to 7.2, but 4 minutes left. Dan 16 seconds behind. He's third. Ben Rook, P4 from McGowan in fifth. Harris is P6. He's your leader in gold from Jamal Clouden in seventh. That gap is down to 3.8. So Jamal has really brought the gap down to Harris. Ledger, P8 from Stardog in ninth. Hibbs in 10th, Goudet 11th, Cardno 12th, Mike 13th, Millington 14th, Matt Wright 15th place. I'm going to go on to Harris and see if Clouden gets a little bit closer. I may find a rival race with me. There we go. Look, Berserker get in as well. That'd be absolutely brilliant. If the Discord link isn't working, what I'll do is let me just get the Discord link. And
You're going to put that up on the screen, aren't you? It's going to be all clever.
There you go. There's the Discord link. Femplay, says Diego Flores. Female racing, Diego, is what we was on about. Get the mothers or the girlfriends, partners, daughters, whatever it may be, sisters. Get them to have a race. Do a fun event. Monza, pretty easy circuit.
Haley's had a go on my sim rig before. It's funny how, I mean, Haley's I'll say, is a great driver on the road. Really good driver. Would trust her with anything to drive. Used to drive my Cooper to work every day, and is really good. But funnily enough, when she gets behind the sim rig, doesn't seem to have any idea which way to turn the wheel or use the pedals. But don't you find that when you let, I don't know about you, Matt, if you've let complete amateurs on your sim rig and they just drive like they've absolutely stole it, like no idea about turning a corner, let's just press the accelerator, I'm in a race car, let's just push it as hard as possible and just turn the corner. And again, Cloudon has just gone straight past Matt Wright. He just was that no, that's not position, sorry. That wasn't position, I beg your pardon, that was being lapped. Have you had that? I've had friends of mine have a go, and
even with the racing line on as well, Kelly.
So
it comes up with the bright red bit where you say to brake. And for some reason the brake's non-existent. You know. And it's not a gentle turn into the corner. It's like a slam the steering wheel 90 degrees to the right, so the
That's it. A friend of mine had a go, and he fell out the side of my chair that he turned right so hard. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're only turning the wheel. You'd have to drag the rig over. You know, you don't do that in a real car. You don't try and pull the car over.
We're on board with Jamal Cloudon at the minute, Kelly. Gap stands 2.8. We'll see what it is over the line. 1 minute left. I think there's going to be one last lap in this because O'Reilly's at Spoon. Gap's 2.9. Cloudon is getting closer to Harris. You can just see Harris down the straight in front of Jamal Cloudon. I think we're pretty much as we were, but Cloudon's going to have 2 full laps because O'Reilly's at Spoon and Cloudon's only just started a lap.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's dragging him in bit by bit. And Chris saying he's going to sleep in his Mark II Escort on the rear seat. It's more comfortable than the sofa. He must have really short legs. That's all I can say. It's cramped. I've been in the back of a Mark II Escort because I was young when I had one. There's not a great deal of room.
Either way, it's been a cracking night at Suzuka. We will miss Kelly next week, sadly, so Kelly will not be here. He'll be back for the scary tree at Snetterton, because it is still on the game, the scary tree.
It is good, and it's not there in real life anymore.
We knew 2020 was going to be a bad year, because that blew down in the February, and then COVID hit in the March. So.
Yeah, Snetterton was never the same after Jamie Brazier didn't mention the tree every week.
Yeah. Moving on, we do go to Laguna, then Snetterton, then we head to Valencia, and then we've got our evening race at the home of SimPlay Motorsport, Donington Park, to round things off. Obviously, ignore the calendar. If you've seen the calendar, everything's been pushed a week back due to the problems with Paul Ricard 2 weeks ago. So everything is a week later than the calendar does say so.
Another week for me to sweat it.
Another week for you to sweat it. Donington Park, Kelly will be back out on the circuit.
I'm having great lap times. Great lap times, my friend.
Good.
I had a 10 times champ round last week, giving me some coaching and trying to tidy up my racecraft.
He did say he was popping over.
He's been trying to do that for 5 years, trying to tidy up my. Oh, Cloudon's round.
Oh, he dropped it.
Touched the grass on the grass all by himself.
And
where's Ledger? Chicane.
Where's Ledger? He's coming through the chicane. Jamal's got to get going. We said Jamal could catch Harris with 1 lap to go. He's only just got going, and Ledger's going to be coming for him. But we're going to. In fact, no. Let's stay with Jamal a second. I think he's going to lose out. He's done all that hard work to get past Ledger. No, Ledger's just going to stay behind him. You keep your eyes on Patrick Ledger at the moment, because O'Reilly's at Spoon.
Yeah, and Ledger's got, I think Cloudon's got Ledger covered over, but just got a wheel up on the grass, and that was enough to put Cloudon round. So hasn't lost anything, but lost the opportunity to get Harris in the end. But not bad drive from Cloudon, to be fair, from the back of the grid up to 7th. So it's
right. Driver of the day polls out. Here comes O'Reilly once again. Race 2 victory for O'Reilly here. The Honda wins on home soil. It's another win for the championship leader here at Suzuka. Kieran O'Reilly wins the 18th round of the season. Overtaker is going to be second place with the fastest lap. Millington has finished down in 14th place, so a decent job from him. Overtaker second place. We now have the long wait for Dan Davis to come towards the line here, and it is going to be a long wait. He was a little bit behind, but it's going to be Assetto third places for Dan Davis, who is giving it a flash of the lights as he comes round and down towards the line. Dan Davis, P3, good job from him. Ben Rook set a fourth place for him, a fourth and a seventh in today's race. Ben, solid form in this one. Ian McGowan a little further back. He's only just come into the braking zone of the chicane. He looks like he's going to take this P5 home with him in what has been a good job for McGowan. A quiet night for McGowan. 15th in the first race, 5th in this one. But a quiet night, but a good 5th place nonetheless.
Yes, indeed, and stayed out of trouble as well. So Harris will be the next one to cross the line as Ledger's pulled right up behind Clouden into the chicane, but I don't think he's going to be able to do anything about it as Clouden accelerates down the start-finish straight, and solid drive from Clouden there into P7, and a good recovery from Ledger with the damage he got with Williams back up into the top 10.
You know what? Bit of a shout out there to Stardog. He's had a quiet night as well in this second race. Hibbs getting a top 10, good result for him. He got 11th in the first. Getting a 9th place. He got 11th in the first place. John Goody, a set of 10 places, 10th places for himself. Although we have had somebody leave the session, and that was Overtaker. So no, I think John will be 11th and 10th for Hibbs.
Yeah,
and then 8th, and then 9th for Stardog. We'll have to wait and see. I wish drivers wouldn't do that. That is one of my bugbears. Cordno 12th across the line. So John was 11th. Hibbs was there. Stardog was 9th. Cordno then will cross the line in P number 12. And I'm just going to get the replay. And then we'll be heading at the highlights. And then we'll be heading over into the Discord chat, where we'll be able to then catch up with the driver interviews. We are now in the Discord chat for the driver interviews. Kelly, I believe, is with us as well that we can hear. Kelly, let's get your final thoughts of Suzuka and then a driver of the day from yourself.
I love Suzuka circuit. It didn't give us the huge action, but nevertheless, always good. My driver of the day, I'm going to go for Kieran O'Reilly. For my driver of the day, I think that comeback drive in race 1 was epic, and again the right strategy in race 2, and again making that Honda work. So for me, it's going to be Kieran O'Reilly as my driver of the day.
Fair enough, yeah. Do you know, tough one. I think hard to say. O'Reilly and Overtaker both did a win in a second. Very good job from the pair of them. It's Laguna, spooky Suzuka tonight.
It was a bit, wasn't it?
Right spin, and then the class stop and everything. And obviously we lost Williams due to power cut. We lost Mathew due to a wheel problem. Matt Wright, very strange spin at 130R. We had the moment for class as well. But Kelly, we've got Overtaker and O'Reilly. And what I think I'll let you do is I'll let you take the first interview. Who would you like to speak with?
I'll chat with Kieran. Kieran, how you doing?
Yeah, a little bit sweaty after that one.
I can imagine. How warm is it where you are?
Very warm, to be fair. And I'm in a little flat, so as soon as the heat's out, it's like a sweat box.
Absolutely. A few things to talk about. Let's talk about race 1 first. You had a bit of an incident early doors, but managed to climb back to 4th place. Great recovery drive. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it was, at first, ended up having a bump with Ben. I need to watch the replay back because I can't figure out what happened. It was typical ACC physics. I don't know whether, obviously, we were side by side going through the essays, and I don't know if he just slightly come across. It was just one of them. There was nothing in it at all, so I let off, tried to let him regain traction, and it flicked him the other way. So, yeah, that was unfortunate. And then coming round the next bend, I had to avoid another car spinning, and just got ploughed in the rear end. So, yeah, I had damage. I think I dropped down to about 17th, 18th. So, just had to put the foot down, get my head together, and slowly pick back through the pack. And yeah, that's what we managed to do in race 1, which was really nice.
Great comeback drive, back to 4th place. That was an awesome drive, and we kind of missed it. You kind of popped up in 4th place right towards the end. So I'm a really good effort. Moving on into race 2. Again, strategy. I presume you didn't change the tyres, or I'm pretty sure you didn't change the tyres.
No, I didn't change tyres. You can't afford to change tyres. The pace is so close anyway. To gain that time back, you're going to go through your new set of tyres anyway. It is what it is. To put strategy into it, I think it needs to be at least an hour and a half. That would spice things up a bit more. But right now, I'm just, I'm doing what works and just hopefully keeping it together, which just allows me to keep pulling these results in at the minute.
Yeah, Overtaker, we are presuming, did take tyres, but after you came out after your pit stop, he wasn't really catching you at a rate of knots. So, again, tyres good all the way through?
No.
Okay, right.
No, tonight was probably the trickiest. I mean, I was struggling anyway.
Yeah.
Just couldn't get a setup together for Suzuka. Really, really struggling. So, I had to really sort of, focus for the whole racing tonight, to be fair. So the tyres, they dropped off. I had a little bit of a moment, sort of 20 minutes in, and I thought, surely they haven't gone yet. And then about half an hour, 30 minutes, sorry. They were just absolutely gone, sliding everywhere. It was very tricky tonight.
Well, you managed to make it work, and another win under your belt and another championship extended. Laguna Seca next week. Again, it's a kind of track, some love it, some hate it. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, I think. I'm definitely looking forward to it a bit more than Suzuka, that's a fact. So,
okay.
I feel like the Honda's going to suit round there massively. Tyres... I don't think tyres will be as bad, to be fair, but we'll have to see. We'll have to do a bit of testing in the week and try and figure out what the pace is. But I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, another night race, which spices things up a bit. So, yeah, just looking forward to next week now.
Absolutely. Well, a great result this evening, and congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
We'll chat with Dan. I've just seen that Dan's in here. We'll give Dan a quick speak to before we get to Overtaker. Dan, set of 3rd places tonight for yourself. It was really the best you could get out of that one, wasn't it, tonight, 3rd place?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Lamborghini did not suit the circuit. I don't like the circuit that much either. The night put me off as well. I think it was all against me before I even got really going, but... I just had to score points, and when O'Reilly's in the reverse grid, you just got to try and capitalise as best you can. But the guy's so consistent, and at this rate, it's just title in the bag. I'm trying everything I can throw at him, but just pointsy night. It was a Tom Ingram night, just pointsy, just getting the points when I can and where I can.
Another good scrap with Ben in that second race. I suppose a similar question is what Kelly's just asked Kieran there. Tyres towards the end of that one, I assume you didn't take them, and how was they?
Oh, they were dead. They were completely dead. I believe a sketchy tyre wear is when you get to about below 2, and mine to like 1.3 tread kind of left. There wasn't much left in them. But yeah, no, another great scrap with Ben. We kind of had the same setup, but he made a slight change going into it, where we took a little bit more ride height, and the cars was a little bit more loose, while mine was a bit more stable. So I think that's what in the end kind of helped for me. But again, he's applying the pressure and really making me sweat for these positions and making me fight for the title, let alone, trying to hunt down O'Reilly. I kind of have to look behind me a little bit. But, yeah, tyres went great. Let's just put it that way.
We go to Laguna Seca in a week's time. Obviously, you've had some success at Laguna in the past. What can we do? Night race, second time. Looks a lot cooler from what I'm seeing on the weather forecast.
The Lamborghini tends to work better in the cooler conditions, so hopefully, that will help us a little bit more. But towards the back end of the season, there's only really 2 circuits that I'm kind of hoping that are going to be good, but they're too little, too late, I think. But Laguna, anything can happen. The corkscrew, turn 1, the curbs are horrendous. The last time I ran the Lamborghini, I was very competitive in it, but made stupid mistakes. So who knows? Who knows? Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. It's still a long way to go. Obviously, we've got a couple of British tracks coming up.
They're the ones.
Yeah. I had no doubt that they was the ones.
Yeah.
77 points between you and O'Reilly. You jump up to second. Can it be done? 4 weeks left?
Mate, the season between Andy and myself. I chased him down race after race after race, and it takes O'Reilly to have one bad round, and it's all open. I've just got to keep producing these points every single round, and I just got to capitalise when I'm weak. Laguna and Valencia are definitely going to be circuits where I don't think the Lamborghini is going to be competitive, and then Snetterton and Donington are where I really need to pounce. But it is all still open. The teams is looking very strong, especially with now Williams moving with O'Reilly and even not finishing. We just want to bag the constructors as best we can, and then if we can get the drivers, then O'Reilly, you want to watch your back, mate, because I'm coming with all of my V10 power of my Lamborghini for you. But I'll give it my best shot. But it is going to be a monumental challenge.
Dan, congratulations on tonight's race. 2 third places, well done to you, and we'll move on.
And
go on, sorry,
I just want to say a massive well done to Overtaker and O'Reilly. Commiserations to Overtaker, another opportunity to take pole position, but this time it wasn't me, it was O'Reilly, so you can blame him. So, but well done to both of them. They've been spot on, and I just could not get near them tonight.
Well, we will speak with Overtaker. Yet again, as Dan's just pointed out, it's another Suzuka. It's another near fall in terms of qualifying that didn't quite go your way, but the race was a good race from yourself. Not the outcome you'd have probably wanted. You'd have obviously liked the race win, but a good race.
Yeah, thanks, man. Pole position, I had it on my Delta, but just made a couple too many mistakes. So congrats to O'Reilly. He put a great lap in. Yeah, about the racing, I had a really good first stint, managed to get past him. That was my primary objective after qualifying P2. And I was really pushing the first stint, but unfortunately I accumulated 3 track limits when we went to 50 minutes still left. So I knew that was my racing gone for O'Reilly, and it was like slow and steady to get P2 at the end.
You got to be happy though, haven't you? First and second, couple of fastest laps, good points haul for you to just try and claw yourself back into this championship.
Yeah, this is my track. I've been waiting for it for the whole season, and I know I'm quick there. The conditions suited me. It was a bit colder. I've tried my best, but like we've talked about last interview, this format just doesn't suit me. So I think P2 with fighting the guy like O'Reilly is really good for me.
Me and Kelly said it on the commentary tonight. You've been the man in a bit of form. That's 4 sprint wins in a row, 2 back-to-back podiums in the feature race, a couple of fastest laps, and a pole position to go with it. You've really come on strong in this second half of the season.
It just tracks that suited me. I think that's all. But I think I've run my luck with them. With the calendar as it is, so I think this is the best you will see from me, unfortunately.
Laguna in a week's time. What can you do around there?
I'm actually not here, so
this
is going to be my 3rd week that I'm missing this season, so it's a shame, but I'm going to try to come back strong a week after it. So
Snetterton,
I hope
we back for Snetterton?
I hope so. Yeah. We'll see, but I hope so.
Well, Overtaker, congratulations tonight. Well done to you, Dan, and O'Reilly. O'Reilly took the driver of the day.
Can I just say that me and the Bond unfortunately come together. I don't know if you saw it on stream, but I was coming behind him, and I don't know, it was Netcode or something. We just came together. So shame for him because he had great pace whole night.
Indeed. Well, congratulations either way, Overtaker. O'Reilly takes the fans' vote of driver of the day. I'm going to give mine to Overtaker. Kelly gave his to O'Reilly, so I think it's fair to split the commentators one.
Yeah, absolutely.
They was absolutely fantastic. But a shout out to Dan. A couple of third places for him. Great results for Dan tonight as well.
And for the team.
Yes. All right.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. We don't need to keep going on about the team, right?
No, we do.
Impartial commentators.
You are.
Massively.
No, I didn't sign that contract.
O'Reilly leads the Drivers' Championship, 77 points clear of Dan Davis, with Ben Rook in third, 80 points behind. Williams stays fourth, 123 back. It's Overtaker P5 from De Bont, and it's McGowan and Clouden rounding out the top 8. Mike Matthews once again takes the lead in the gold standings over Matt Wright, with Patrick Ledger 11th. Hibbs 12th, Torlock 13th from Harris, Goudet, Cardno, Vanzel, Stardog, Smith, Ramsell, Skunky, Cairns, Class, Millington, Hoffer, Rozalski, Heo, Stratton and Sullivan. Team Audio Sport 159 points.
Yes.
Oh, just to point out, Ramsell down cannot win the championship. There's a bit of red on the screen. They cannot win it. Team Audio Sport.
Yada. Yeah, go on.
Team Audio Sport, with our two impartial commentators, are 159 points clear of Dapper Racing.
Yes.
With Clark 9 in third place. SimPlay Racing a P4 from MSA, with Team GBR in 6th. Greasy Bandit 7th from AS Racing. Team RRM, Utopia Motorsport. Quantum Motorsport are 11th. Full Sand Fjord Lords, Roadrunner Motors, Afrikaans Racing and Effect Motorsport cannot win the championship anymore. That has been Suzuka in what has been a pretty good week of racing. Kelly, thank you once again for joining the commentary. You'll sadly be missed next week. Yeah, I'm off on my holly bobbles next week, so I try and tune in if I've got any battery left in my phone and see what's happening. But I will be back for Snetterton, so I'll be missing the racing next week, but I'll be here in spirit. Especially at Spooky Laguna. Yeah, here in spirit. Just seeing a comment in the chat. 2 class wins tonight for Michael Harris. Indeed, it was 2 class wins for him. That has been Suzuka. We head to Laguna Seca for the second of the night races, entering the back 4 weeks of the championship. We'll see you next time, where Dan Davis will be bringing you, Dan Davis and Alexa Marsh will be bringing you the Who Darren Cup Janetta series from Laguna. Dan will be back live on Pro-Am Wednesday night, and myself on Thursday evening. Remember to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and we will see you in a week's time. Good night. Good night.